السلام عليكم، شلونكم؟ شو اخباركم؟ ان شاء الله بخير. رجعنا لكم ببث جديد ويا بث كول اوف ديوتي نيكست، وهو الكشف عن كول اوف ديوتي مودرن وارفير 3. وخلونا ننتظر الفيديو ونشوف يعني شنو عندهم راح يقدمون لنا هالمرة. ننتظر تقريبا دقيقة. يا الله شنو هو؟
Ready up. Ready up.
You know who we are? You know who we are? This is Ghost. Woods. This is Ghost. Woods.
Going dark. Going dark.
I just got Call of Duty.
Good start, man. Hell yeah. You got it.
قول هاي الكود القديمة. الجزء الثاني هذا بلاد كلها انزين، ختمتها بالاخير مودرن وارفير 3.
Over here. Trust me.
حلو 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 حلو. هاي المالت شو اسمها الموبايل، ورزن موبايل. زين حلو والله، حلو جي.
As the iconic Captain Price once said,
ايه
it's a good time to take inventory. This
Okay.
month, we are celebrating 20 years of Call of Duty. With all the matches played and missions completed, our history is made up of the incredible experiences created by you, the players. On behalf of all of us who work to bring these games to life each day, thank you for sharing this journey with us. We have some amazing in-game rewards we will be announcing later in the show, but for now, we wanted to take a moment to reflect. You are the reason for the success of these games, and from all of the teams across the world.
حبيبي وعليكم السلام، يا اهلا وسهلا، حياك الله. شلونك حبيبي زرقاني؟ والله يعني كل شوي صار لك مختفي، شنو السالفة؟ ليش ماكو؟
You're also looking ahead to the next chapter of awesome moments together. Today you will see and hear all the details of Modern Warfare 3
اشتاق لك
multiplayer.
يا معود.
An exclusive
كل
look
شيء ما ابد
at
ماكو، لا
Modern
تبين لا
Warfare 3's
تعليقات لا ليش
brand new
ليش؟
Warzone map, Warzone mobile news,
Hey.
and more. In Call of Duty, no one fights alone. So we brought 250 creators from around the world to drop in live here at Call of Duty Next. And first up, this is Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer.
ديم يا كود ديم، والله يا اخي والله ديم. يعني لعبة راقية صدق راقية. هلا بإمينيم هلا. تمام حبيبي ممنون يا عمري. اي والله ديم. ما اتذكر صراحة لحن اغنية. بعد شوف بس شنو بعد اسلحة. والله كلش مفجر الوضع، كلش مفجر الوضع، بس غير تنزل هاي الورزون. حلو. المابات القديمة كلها، المابات القديمة كلها رجعت. شباب المابات القديمة كلها رجعت. ديم يا كول بعد فينيش مودرن وورفير 3. بس والله انا عندي امشي القصه ايرلي اكسس اوبن بيتا. هذا
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Call of Duty Next. We have an
Call of Duty.
action-packed day in store for
Call
you
of Duty.
with gameplay and game details
اي والله
for
ده.
Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Warzone, and Call of Duty
شباب لا
Warzone
تقلق على
Mobile.
البث
There are
شباب.
over 250 creators behind us ready to dive
مساعدون
into
البث
these
شباب.
games, and we're so excited to be here with you today to unveil the future of Call of Duty. I'm Golden Boy, your host
خلنا
for
نشوف
today,
مستقبلها.
alongside the one and only Stephanie Snowden. You may know her as the Studio
عليكم ستيفاني.
Communications Director, and we are thrilled to
يلا
go
نحاول
into what's
نترجم
gonna
لكم
be
ما شاء الله ما
upcoming for
يحكون
the
بسرعة بس نحاول
20th
نترجم لكم.
year of Call of Duty.
20 سنة اي صح نزلت ب 2003 اول جزء.
It's a little bit younger than us.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Just a touch. Thank you so much for not revealing my age.
Oh, you're quite welcome. We don't do that here. It's a safe place. Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. It is an electric atmosphere. It's absolutely incredible. And I am so ready to talk about Call of Duty. It's been an entire calendar year of us saying, next. Well, guess what?
Next,
that starts
يلا خلنا
today.
نشوف.
We're here to talk about Modern Warfare 3, and we're going to be getting into gameplay very soon. But we have some amazing guests coming in from the studios. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's right. We also have some awesome viewership rewards as well for people to watch at home. Isn't that right, Steph?
It's true. Make sure you're dialed in on the broadcast here at COD Next, because you will have a chance to unlock in-game rewards for Modern Warfare 3 just for watching this stream on the official Call of Duty or Twitch YouTube channels. Take a look and chat on either of these streams for more details for your chance to earn some of the awesome loot on the screen. I want that weapon charm.
Yeah, that's right. So make sure you go out there.
Turn my
watch
phone
it.
on.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
there's no reason for you not to. But we've got some good stuff coming up on the horizon. But Steph, what do we have coming up first? This is one I'm very excited about.
Yes,
personally.
we are diving straight into Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. Joining us now, the multiplayer team from Sledgehammer Games. Adam
Sledgehammer
Insko,
team,
Senior
okay.
Development Director. Greg
مطورين.
Weisdorf, Multiplayer Creative Director. And Kim Wigan, Development Director. Guys, welcome. I am so stoked to talk about your game.
Same.
Where
Great to be
do
here.
we even start? You know, I have an idea, but
Yeah, we have a run-up show. We have a direction that we're going to go in, thankfully. But guys, this has to feel very freeing. It has to feel like now you're going to be able to talk about this thing that you've been working on for so long here, and you're going to also have these incredible creators playing it all in real time.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to have all the creators being able to play.
ابوي
Get the feedback from the
تدلل
game
صار
right
والله
away.
صدق هي حماس من زمان هي حماس لحد
Tomorrow is
الان.
gonna be great.
jump right
زين
into beta
وبالنسبة
tomorrow,
تختيم
folks.
القصة
We'll
ان
talk
شاء
about
الله ان
that
شاء
more
الله
later.
يعني بس
Remind
تنزل
you, but we're gonna
تدللون
get
والله بري
straight
اوردر
into gameplay
بعيونكم.
for the folks behind us. But before we do, Greg, can you give us a top line of what the community can really expect in the multiplayer experience for Modern Warfare 3?
We have one of the greatest sets of launch maps ever coming to the game. And we've taken these maps and we've really revitalized them and modernized them with the latest in visuals, audio, effects, as well as gameplay coming to bat on those. And it's just fantastic to have them. We also have a ton of new mechanics coming into the game around movement, around being able to be responsive in the moment in that combat. And we have the largest set of weapons ever in Modern Warfare in multiplayer.
Yeah, with carry
راح
forward,
يخلون
Modern
بابا
Warfare 2,
لا
of
لا
course,
يعني
you're
شو
gonna be
اسمه
taking your inventories with you.
That's huge.
الأسلحة شنو راح تخلون
throughout the
الأسلحة
day.
مال كل شيء راح؟
But with that largest weapon slate coming to multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing as soon as our gamers all just decided to like load up and get into the action. It's going to be really pumped. We're going to be all really pumped to just see it because I had a chance to play it and I really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy it. So I mean, credit to you guys for making something that is not just fun, but also brings back a very familiar feeling for old heads like myself that just like me some good old-fashioned boots on ground COD.
Thank you. That is awesome. We play it every day, and like every day I come in, I'm excited to play it. I'm excited to get in there and just
والله كلنا excited كلنا حماس
Each
ألف.
year, with the franchise, we intend to take a step forward. Modern Warfare 3 is definitely that. It's the next chapter. We're progressing things. And one of the things you mentioned that I think we'll be talking a lot about today is this player freedom in a lot of different ways. Adam, what can we expect to see down there when the gameplay starts?
I think we've already heard some great positive feedback from the people that really know this game and breathe it every day. So I think once the gameplay kicks off,
هذا كله حكي شباب ما يعني ما لنا علاقة به مو الموضوع.
we're really going to see continued positive sentiment around the feel of Modern Warfare 3.
Well, you know what? I think the time for talk is past.
إيه.
It brings me great joy to say, let the games begin.
راح
Let's check
يلعبون.
out Modern
والله
Warfare 3
بالعافية عليهم
for the
وياهم
first
يعني.
time on stream. This is so exciting. And look, there's going to be a lot to dive into. We're going to be pretty much here the entire time talking through this and pointing out
شوفوا
things
كفو
that
رد
we
لايك
see,
تقول
things that catch our attention that we want to highlight for the
السرعة
community.
خرافية.
And as it stands right now, I mean,
السرعة
we have
القديمة
all
نفسها
these
اللي رجعت
incredible
بمودرن
creators that
وورفير
are
الجزء الأول.
participating in this.
إيه
And you know
شوف
that
شوف
they're
شوف.
loving every minute of it.
هذا
Please
هذا
feel
هذا
confirmed with the
الجمال.
homies, always a good time.
Yeah, I think we want to start off with talking about maps.
يلا،
There's so
عاد-
much
عاد-
to
عاد.
talk about, but let's
شكراً،
start
شكراً
small
لك،
for
شكراً.
today. We're going to be playing 5 maps here, and those are the 5 multiplayer core 6v6 maps that are in beta. Greg, you want to take us through what we're going to see?
Yeah, of course. Well, right now we're watching a little bit of Skid Row, and that is a great map to have.
طبعاً
هذا التعليق من عندهم
Rust
يمكن.
here.
ما أظن ما أدري.
And again, Rust is there's so much happening
إيه
in
من
these
عندهم ما
maps,
أدري.
and Adam. What else are we seeing? What else are we going to have in the beta?
Well,
We have
so-
There's
so many-
Favela.
As Stephanie
Yes.
mentioned, today we're playing 5 of the 16 core 6v6s that we're launching on day 1 with Modern Warfare 3. So we're talking Favela, Estate, Rust, Skid Row, High Rise,
Yeah.
all of which are stone cold classics that we've modernized to accommodate the Modern Warfare 3
والله حلوة الحركة
updated
تشوف.
player mechanics and movement and gameplay and weapon feel.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to get a little taste of what's going to be in the
حلو،
beta,
خوش
and then
حركات.
give players some excitement around what's launching on day 1.
It's really fun for me, as I had mentioned previously, having played.
حبيبي قبل الله علوش حبيبي.
and stuff.
براحتك براحتك أنا موجود وحدي حاليا
Because,
ما
like,
كان عندي
I look
غير.
at Favela, and I remember a long time ago when Clayster eliminated me from a game battles tournament and absolutely bopped me in the middle, in front of all my friends. He doesn't remember it, but I remember it for the rest of my life.
all that
And
matters.
Favela holds a special place in my heart for sure.
I think the coolest thing for me is dropping into a brand new set of maps, but having enough familiarity. I know right where I am, right? But a lot of what we've done and what we're going to see today are these great sledgehammer touches that you guys have brought to these maps, made modern for Modern Warfare 3.
That's right. We've stayed true to the original level design and layout of the original maps. So if you remember some sweet spots, some lines of sight from the originals, those are still going to be there. But we've also made some adjustments to just make them feel better for Modern Warfare 3's player movement and weapon feel. And we feel like it's a really happy medium.
رجعوا هاي حركة حلوة.
Here's my
زين،
personal
شباب هذه
favorite.
تذكرت
Cam,
أنا سحبت بالموبايل.
I'd like to talk to you
ما
about
بهاي
this
الطيارة.
high-rise stance.
منها نزلنا قناص وابقى ثابت
I
بمكانك
think
الأمور
players are
تمام.
already figuring out some of
كله
the Easter eggs
شوف
of,
الرمي شوف.
the original maps and how to get
حلو،
back
حلو،
into
حلو.
it.
Oh yeah, well, there was
الإشارة
only one
حلوة
way
هاي
to
مال
try and
كل
take
نقاط
over
الإكس بي
Bonza
حلوة.
and S&D. You had to hit the little catwalk
ما
on the
كابتشر
opening of the
هاي.
map. Come on, guys.
Everybody yesterday, I saw all the creators at the red carpet event. They're all like, I'm sniping off the map. I'm
طبعاً
sniping off the
أنا
ladder
يعني
on high
أفضل
res.
من
Watch me
الأفضل
on my
يعني
360 off
اليوتيوبرية
it. I'm like,
الموجودين.
oh, here we go. We're already there.
It was so important to us to keep all of those opening moves that you remember from back in the day, and being able to have those in
الأصوات
the game,
تقريبا
but
نفسها.
also have this
هذا ركز على
modernization
الأصوات،
of
بس
the
الأصوات ما
movement,
انطلق ما أدري
how we're
والله.
able to
الريلود ما
work
شفناه،
with
إذا
the
المعاينة ما
vehicles in the
السلاح ما
game now.
شفناه.
Like all of this stuff that we're watching in high res, you can now go over a lot of this with mantles, and you can go over, like you can use your slide canceling, you could do all of that.
Well, I was going to ask about that. Did that create a layer of, you know, maybe some complexity with the slide canceling and stuff like that, like trying to ensure that the maps don't get just completely like turned upside down on its head?
It does, and one of the things about these maps is these maps were made 14 years ago, like, and to have that, like, we had to make them ready to go for 2023, right? We've added that modernization to what gamers expect, to what our
Game design changed a lot in those years.
Yeah, it is, and you have to bring everything up to the standard of today. And when we've gone through and we've maintained a lot of that within these maps, and there's a few places where we've had to make exceptions for that, but for the most part, like you can go in, those lines of sights that were there are still there, and you're going to have fun. You're going to be able to do those opening moves, those opening snipe shots, especially in high rise.
شوف خطف من قدام حتى ما
That's
شافه.
awesome. And keeping that conversation going, what are the
صاحبي
maps
لا
like? 'Cause I
صاحبي
know there's
اوكي.
going to be more down the line.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
Let's
So
talk about the launch maps. Yeah.
So in addition to these 5 that we're playing today, day 1 on launch, we're going to get the rest of the 16 OGs from 2009. So we're talking Karachi, Invasion, Afghan,
Yeah.
Skid Row.
كلهم مقدمات كلهم
Yeah,
كلهم
it's all
رجعان.
there and on and on.
Oh, we got the scrap.
Yeah, so we're
المابات
super
القديمة
excited
كلها
to
رجعت.
bring in those. And in addition to those OGs, we have some new ground war maps that we're launching too. So we have 3 ground war maps that are brand new, which is the, you know, the traditional like 32v32 vehicle gameplay. Yeah, so that's going to be an awesome, you know,
والله القديمات حاطيها احسن. احد يغير واحد يجيب لنا شيء جديد.
Like want to go
مرة
bigger,
شيء
but
جديد.
you don't necessarily want to dive fully into Warzone. You have ground war. That is so for people like me who like, you know, big, crazy, like huge battles. Like this is so exciting.
Ground War is a great mode for that. And aside from Ground War, I'm excited to say that there is another mode coming back that many of us know and love originally from Call of Duty World War II. And that is War Mode.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, we are super. I mean, War Mode holds a special place in my heart too. From 2017. It's a brand new map that's launching on day 1 as well. It's got the attacker defender gameplay that we remember from the mode, the linear objectives, the buildables, the scripted events. It's really exciting to see that be part of our day 1 launch slate as well.
Awesome. So we've got Ground War, we've got Core 6v6, we've got War Mode, and a little something we're going to get to later in the show, a brand new mode coming to multiplayer that will be available at launch. And also playable in the beta.
والله حبيبي وايدك العاشر تسلم لي عمري، بس صراحة انت قلت اذا لحق، يعني اذا ما لحق عادي، فمتى لحقاني اوكي؟ متى لحقاني؟ يعني تدري بهم ما شاء الله يعني، بس احنا شنو نعلق على الصور على الفيديوهات، نحاول يعني هيك احسن. شو اسمه بالحكي، ما يكون بالحكي، خلينا نستمتع بالجيم بلاي.
That's not the case. We got a lot of familiarity here, and now they're the
fresh. والله صراحة يعني شو اسمه الجرافيكس وهاي الشغلات كلها روعة. كلها أي شيء أنا عارف.
You guys really focused on keeping the core of the maps.
We love these maps. Like these are, we've adopted these maps internally at Sledgehammer. We treat them as our own, and we've gone through every nook and cranny, understanding them, understanding where all of the Easter eggs are, where all the line sites are. We have tons and tons of PowerPoints about it that just allow us to go through and really understand like what makes these maps work. And then what we've done is we've taken that nostalgia and we've also added that modernization of spice on top of it, that when you're playing these, when you're coming back to them, it is familiar, but also new at the same time, where you're now able to mantle over things that you were never able to get to. You're able to get up on top of things. Right here, we're watching.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. There it is.
I live here. I live here.
Right on. And to Greg's point too, when these maps first came out in 2009, Hardpoint did not exist. Kill Confirm did not exist. So those are brand new modes for these maps that were never experienced.
Well, I'm interested to see how those modes potentially like elevate some of these maps that maybe were, you know, less played like competitively or even casually.
والله شباب كفو، يعني اريد اكثر لايكات.
New experience. You have some of those maps, those larger maps in you know, Modern Warfare 209, like Derail and Underpass, and those play fantastic when you get.
والله حبه يعني شاء الله يلعب ما بها يلاق. يعني احنا عايشين بالعراق لازم يعني يلاق عايش ويانا هذا. هم ما يعرفون بالنسبه لهم ما يعرفون شنو لاق. بس ما ندري يعني ننتظر ونشوف. بس هسه صراحه هذا النت يعني زي هسه مو بدون دعايه ما اريد نسوي دعايه للشركات بس النت زين يعني اكو شركات ما اريد بدون ذكر اسماء يعني شركات زينه النت مالتها زين اموره تمام احسن من قبل. بالاخص حتى يعني اقرب لك الصوره شركات الكيبل ضوئي اذا شركه عندك تدعم كيبل ضوئي حقيقي مو كلاوات لا امورك تمام يعني تقدر تعبهم يعني حتى شو اسمه الورزون حتى الورزون يعني مو بس المالتي بلاير.
So cool. I'm just going to take a moment to appreciate that. Like, you know, it's not every day that you get to not just go back and like relive things that you enjoyed so much growing up, but then also to, there are some streamers here who are younger than Call of Duty's launch, you know, 20 years ago. So they're going to get to experience this really with a fresh coat of paint for the first time ever. That has to feel quite liberating for you guys.
بس لازم نجربها يعني تدرون ان احنا هنا حبيبي تسلم لي والله كفو والله كفو.
Never been a better time to jump in. Yeah, I mean you're absorbing so much of COD's history. To your point, what a better way to celebrate 20 years of Call of Duty than with these iconic.
هذا خلوه هذا اللي ما ادري ايش يسوي يعني مثل ستان كان قنبله. هسه تقدر توجهها بمكانات يعني.
In just a second, but we want to remind the audience out there that while you're watching gameplay today, you will get to play it starting tomorrow. Take a look here at the beta schedule for players who pre-order on PlayStation. Starting tomorrow and next week.
PlayStation ليش PlayStation 7 و6
the maps, modes, weapons you're seeing here today.
Cross Play اللي Cross Play 12 Early Access PlayStation Early Access Xbox PC 12 ليش هذه التفرقة ليش يعني شنو فرقهم PlayStation عنا احنا شنو ما
That's right. It's going to be quite exciting to see you know everyone across like all the different platforms just like going live playing COD like and then
لا هو شوف الجلتشات لاق علينا هذا يمني بس بالنسبه للجلتشات لا هاي عليهم يعني بعد ما تدري والمشكله مو بالنسبه للجلتشات مشكله بالش اسمه هذا النظام الانتي تشيتنج مال الحمايه من الغشاشين يعني هذا المصيبه.
You know, is there anything that we should be expecting, you know, like post-launch as far as like maps go?
Oh, definitely. I am very, very excited to tell you both today that starting season 1, we have a bunch of new maps coming. So season 1 we're dropping 3, season 2 dropping 3 more new ones. So over the course of our entire live season, there will be 12 new 6v6 maps coming to Modern Warfare 3.
Awesome. So launching with 16, 12 down the road. That is a big map pool to choose from.
And these are all different sizes of maps, different locales for all different play styles. You know, you might see 1 or 2 fan favorites come back as well over the course of live season, but we have a bunch of new maps coming that we're really excited about.
And those are 6v6 competitive
6v6
maps that players can play. There are other maps in there as well that we'll talk about once we get into
اي والله صدق سلمي على راقي.
core maps.
اي والله صدق احنا كله جلتشات. وان شاء الله بحب سفاس صحيح ان شاء الله يحسنون يعني والله يعني نتامل هذا الشيء. ذاك الجزء يعني الثاني كان حلو انا تجربتي عنه والله اشوفها حلوه. الاسلحه شغلات يعني القتال ما ادري شنو شغلات حلوه. بس حرامات طيروا هذا مود الثيرد بيرسون كان كلش حلو عجبني انا احب انا اشوف الشخصيه كامله.
That's a good one for snipers.
I like Estate.
Yep.
I think we have an idea of where the maps are going to land in the voting, but when you account for the new modes, the modes that you were never playing in there before, when you get into hardpoint and you need that space to have that rotation.
والله كلش حلو الجيم بلاي مالته يعني روعه. هسه لحد الان الحركه امشي ارجع للحركه القديمه هاي السلايد الكانسل ريلودينج وما ادري شنو والحركه واشوف شلون سريعه.
I was actually talking with Nameless in the back about this. It's like these maps now, like you have maps like Skid Row that could actually like be potentially viable, like competitively, which is quite exciting. It just changes the entire like feel of the offering, which you know, we didn't have back then.
We've honestly already been talking to CDL a little bit about some of their favorites, about what they might want to play, and it's great to get their feedback.
هذا اللوت نفسه تقريبا
Looking
يعني
at Lupo, my guy Lupo.
يعني نفس
he
Good at
is
sniping.
in his loadout.
بوت
here.
حلوش
Good look
هنا.
here. He's got the lightweight boots. And Kim, I would love if you
Yeah.
could take us
Boots.
through what we're seeing
How
here
جديدة.
and how loadout select has changed and what players can expect.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here, so someone is looking at our boots category. This is actually one of our new categories for perks. So we've split up the perks into 3 different
واحد
categories. We
شخصية.
have boots, gloves, and gear.
بس يا أخي ما يصير ناس تباع ناس تلعب والله ما يصير.
remixed some of the perks and we brought some new ones into the fray.
Yeah.
Now they're all also represented with physical gear items. So everything that you see there has some contextualization for players. So it's not just a list of things you're selecting from. It's like you're getting these movement boosts because you're bringing in boots, or you're
Yeah.
getting this weapon handling bump because you're bringing in gloves. So we really like to add that sort of context for players to understand what they're bringing in for perks.
Yeah, it's different, it's logical, but you're also going to see some of the same perks that we know and love. So
yes.
Call of Duty fans will be familiar with them, but presented in an all new way. What are you guys most excited about to see here with players getting into that loadout edit, kind of customizing these builds out for their playstyles?
I think for me, it's all of the movement aspects of it, right? So we have so many things that are on there on perks that are around. We have one that allows you to slide further.
The knee pads.
Yeah, the knee pad.
Greg, I've been using the
pads.
I've been using the tac pads.
And then we have the lightweight boots.
Oh,
We have the
حلو.
canvas
هاي
sneakers. I
السوفت
also hear
مال-
they're your favorite.
بس
Look,
الطايع
I'm
السوفت مال
sneaky,
يعني
I'm trying to move.
البداية
I
مال
need all the
الجيم.
help I can get.
حلو حلو.
We need all the things.
So, and those are just going to cancel out your noise when you're moving around. They're going to eliminate footsteps.
The true silent movement
The
perk
true silent
is
movement
back.
perk
Yep.
is there.
Can confirmed, have used it, heard nothing. So it is very silent.
Hopefully it was only footsteps.
Oh yeah, no, I could. Well, yeah.
نزلت
well,
الطيارة
no,
نفس.
I mean, I can't hear it anymore either.
ولا هاي الداست ما ادري ايش اسمها نسيته. داستي هاي الماب اي حلو حلو حلو. خوش حركة خوش.
I guess when you're talking about Call of Duty having been around for so long, it's just amazing how we've all just grown up.
يا
with
أخي
this,
هاي الماب
right?
صدق
And
راقي
you
شنو؟
guys are seeing these things.
هيك
that-
ولا غلطة هاي الماب ولا
you know,
غلطة.
the way the game is made, and you're taking ways to like
ذاك فوق
improve
واحد.
it while also
وقع.
again keeping it very
حلو.
familiar, but also keeping it very fresh. Something that really stuck out to me, Kim, is the
بس
you guys
مو
bring
مال
back
شو اسمه؟
radar.
مو مال
You know, you
shotgun.
got your
Classic
mini map
mini-map.
with red dot.
ولا بعد
dots
استاذ
on there.
ولا
I
حلو
love it.
حلو.
And I'm glad that came back in.
Yeah, we are too. I mean, so any unsuppressed weapon fire will show up as a red dot on the mini map, and we think it's really just a core
كفو.
intel piece for our player base for Modern Warfare 3.
حلو.
We really want to make sure that people know where
لا
the
والله ما
fire is
shotgun.
happening.
والله
really
إيه
to
كبر شاشة حلو.
understand, you know,
والله ما
as we
shotgun
mentioned earlier
صراحة.
about just knowing the maps
شوف
and being very
شلون
familiar and
ماكو.
nostalgic with those things. Like you can see the red dots on the mini maps, and you can understand. I know the map already potentially coming in. I know how I'm going to flank. I know. What I'm
Damn.
gonna do. You can strategize more with your teammates. So
سوي لك
you know,
finish, سوي
we
لك
really
finish.
felt that bringing back
أهم
the
شيء
maps
تحركات.
was
ليه؟
absolutely the way to go.
It's classic gameplay return to
والله.
classic.
يا إلهي جايب
To
ايش اسمه؟
your point, on these
بس
maps,
إيه
it
جايب
makes
هذا
perfect sense,
الطيارة.
especially with the familiarity. And even for new players, you're going to
كفو.
figure these maps out quickly. But it's it feels right. It feels great.
ولا ما
I
صادق.
really love
هذا
it.
هاي مشكلة
It's a
الشotgun
great
لازم
approach.
مدى
So
قريب.
I'm really excited to hear you guys talk about that. And that's not the only piece of classic gameplay that you'll see returning in Modern Warfare 3.
اوف كفو والله حافظ خارطة غيب. حلو حلو يعجبني. جي هذا يعني صدق ونس لعبة.
Slide animation cancel, reload animation
Yes.
cancel. They're both back.
Yeah. So we felt really strongly about bringing back slide cancel and reload cancel. And in both of those things, really the core was we wanted players to feel responsive and feel like they had a lot of options. So we know that when you commit to doing a slide, you're stuck on a pretty linear trajectory. We know that when you're doing a reload, some of those weapons have really long reloads. It's a real big commitment. So even after doing that, we wanted to make sure that players had the choice to cancel out of that because we know things change moment to moment so quickly in these battles. And it felt right, and we're just so happy that we have it back in. And we know that I think we feel that players are really going to be happy these things are back in.
Awesome. We're going to see it a lot here today. I'm sure we have our movement kings and queens getting around the map in new and interesting ways. Now, Greg, time to kill or TTK. always a hot topic
Yes.
with our players, with our community. It's complex. It has a lot of different moving pieces when we talk about it. Can you give us details on what to expect in terms of time to kill for Modern Warfare 3?
Yes, I can.
حبيبي والله بث كود بس الحدث هذا مو اللعبة يعني مو احنا اللي نلعب هم اللي يلعبون.
Only the exact details. So rather than 100 health, we have 150 health across all of our players.
So that's got parity with Warzone.
So that is parity with Warzone, what's currently live in Warzone.
Yep.
And it'll also carry over into Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 as well. And what we've also done with that time to kill. So we
شكرا والله جانا متابع جديد. شكرا شباب شكرا.
We've
والله
eliminated some of these
كثر
spikes that
كثر
we've
يعني
had in the past.
وصلنا 490 ان شاء الله ما شاء الله. خوش بث هذا هاي كود هاي يا اخي كلها خير.
When you do a limb shot, it does less damage.
كفو
So we've
كفو.
kind of normalized those and closed the gap between them. And what that allows for you as a player is you're able to
مية والله كفو مية.
consistent. So when you're putting bullets on target, it is now like you get that feeling, you get that rhythm back into your gameplay. And you're able to go from combat to combat and start to feel that pace of combat, especially with our hit markers now. Like the sound effect, if you haven't had a chance to listen to them, like they're fantastic. The audio team's done a great job.
والله مية.
We have
Also fantastic.
hit
ان
marker.
شاء الله ان شاء الله مستمرين بس هاي الفترة ما اعرف ليش القناة مو على بعضها يعني بس يعني ان شاء الله بدعمكم لا نرجع واحسن. نشوف هذا شنو سلاحه. يا اخي مو يرمون عليك من ورا يعني قاتل. طيروه هذا طيروه حيطلع ببالي راح يطلع من الجيم. ولا وبعدين انفجارات يا اخي ماكو ايش ما تشوف. ما ادري هسه مطلعين لنا هذا النيكست وهذول يلعبون شو نسوي فيهم احنا نريد ناس.
Yes, tax stance is a fantastic addition to our movement set as well as what you're doing with tactical gameplay. It is a mix, it's right in between your aim down the sight, so you're very like, you know, pinpoint accuracy and your hip fire. So the hip fire is going to be that big spread that you have.
شبيه الفاير نفتهم شيء. هذا اللي يفتهم شبيه الفاير خلي يقول لنا. هاي لا تقول لي هاي شو اسمه؟ هاي المالتي بلاير.
It takes like an assault rifle and turns it into almost like a little bit of a sub, where you can kind of like push corners a little bit more aggressively with it.
It's great for a CQB.
هذا مالتي بلاير هاي مو
So it
قصة.
feels like you're getting the best of both worlds with it, while also still obviously you're not going to get the full benefits of using an SMG.
So those LMGs, like being able to take those longer range, like we talked earlier about Derail or some of the larger maps. Like you want to be able to run
ماكو بحريق الناس ماكو شيء يا اخي.
And then going to canted, going to tax stance, inside, indoors, going in those warehouses is a fabulous mechanic to have.
We just saw it here. We're seeing some clips of it. Yep.
Just having used it myself.
يعني ما اظن المختلف كجرافيكس مو هواي. الحركة والمابات.
Players are going to go nuts with that feature.
المابات القديمة كلها رجعت مال كود 2009 نفسها رجعت والحركة مال اللي كود 16 يعني هي ميكس ما بين مودرن وورفير 2 ومودرن وورفير 2 يعني القديمة والجديدة. زين بس خلينا نشوف يلا احنا ننتظر حاليا انا انتظر القصة. هسه انا على اكتفيت صراحة من البوت بلاير انتظر القصة.
There's options for you to allow you to put it on your stick, which, well, if you're not a keyboard and mouse player, you could go in and it is much more like it is a skill at that point.
هاي ليش حلوة هاي ليش حلوة لأن معروفة قديمة كلها متعودة عليها. كل يعرف لها. أجابة UAV.
And you know, just talking about the options any player can use. Somebody was running a shotgun a second ago. Now we're seeing somebody with an AR. There's snipers up at the top of the tower. There's, you know, on a map like this, that's.
إيه نزلت بس للأسف أنا مو مشتريها. يعني للأسف نزلت.
Yeah, there really is nothing better than a.
وين هذا وين؟ لا كنا ما كرهوا هذا. يعني يجي يوم يجي يعني قريب يعني ان شاء الله.
This is,
بس ما اظن يعني اول ما تنزل
and we have plenty more to watch with
ما لحق تاخذها.
We're going to take a quick break from the gameplay for a brief second. We actually wanted to mention an
ان شاء الله يعني انتظر بس مو اول ما تنزل يمكن هي تنزل اليوم يعني يمنا بري اوردر 5 اكتوبر.
At a limited edition Call of Duty Hundreds clothing line, and you have a chance to win one of these 50 sets. So simple. All you got to do is follow @Call of Duty on X or Twitter, and make sure you tweet or post hashtag CODNEXT and hashtag sweepstakes for a chance to win one of 50 sets of the Ghost Bomb collection. So follow the channel.
ما نريد كولكشنات حبيبي، نريد جيم
from this awesome lineup.
طينا جيم بلاي ونطينا
And
قصة.
jump right back to the gameplay. And Greg, you know, we'll toss one over to you here. So for anyone who has been playing Modern Warfare 2, right? You know, we now know like their inventory. That's going to be making its way over to this game, which is really, really cool, and it creates that like value for that player. Like, hey, my time here was worthwhile.
Exactly. It is all about honoring the player investment for us. Like we call this carry forward. We talked a little bit about it before. We had some blog posts about it. But with carry forward, all of your investment into Modern Warfare 2 is coming over into Modern Warfare 3. So any weapon that you unlock is available in Modern Warfare 3. So you can go ahead and use that. Any operator that you've purchased or that you've unlocked as well. So if you got that spawn operator from Season 6.
The Season 6 Battle Pass is coming with us.
It's there. It's there at day one, and it's fantastic to have. Even all of those blueprints and everything coming in. With your weapon level as well is available. All of your attachments, your camos are there.
If you completed your mastery camos, you got your Orion. That's coming with.
But don't worry, the grind is still there for the Modern Warfare 3 weapons because it has its own set of completionist camos as well. That you can go in and for those and go ahead and get those, you know, in the game.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the other new challenges coming to Modern Warfare 3 in a little bit, but exciting to hear that the camo grind is real. We'll be back on it.
والله كفو شباب 8 لايكات والله عشتيكم والله عشتيكم يعني البث ما ادري ايش قد صار له صار الي صار لنا
well, speaking of weapons though,
صار 38 دقيقة والله
fact that
كفو.
we're going to get carried forward. I like the fact that, you know, there's plenty as we were seeing here. What other new weapons might we, you know, be treated to, I guess, moving forward here?
We have a bunch of new weapons coming in Modern Warfare 3. We have over 30 new weapons that you can experience, level, get new attachments for them. We have new global attachments as well that are available that you can use across all of your weapons.
Wow.
Yeah, even the Modern Warfare 2 weapons. And then we have
والله كلش تسوى
that are there for you to unlock and be able to use and experience.
If you don't mind me asking,
ناخذ هاي الحركة القديمة مالتها يعني احلى بهواي باللبان
weapons from MW2 and then bring them over to MW3 and like really try.
Oh yeah, it's been a fun challenge.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, it's been great, and being able to have all of those weapons and being able to have your arsenal come with you is an amazing experience.
I felt like it was important to you guys to have that.
It is. It's very important for us to honor our players and be able to, you know, take all of that. But you spent a year in this game. We need to bring that into the next game and allow you to be able to experience.
شمر بسرعة الرمانة وش اسمه لحق يعني يرمي على هذا عشان بصفه.
You're going to be able to level that again, and we have new content in there for you to experience.
All the bells and whistles.
All the bells and whistles is there, but being able to have those weapons, being able to make it work with all of the attachments. We're actually doing tuning on those weapons as well, so they're not going to be exactly the same. They're going to
get the balance.
مع الحركة السريعة تخلي واحد إذا عنده ردة فعل سريعة يعني يخلص من الرمي يخلص من القنبلة شيء.
Have been able to put in detailed weapon stats for us, and it is you're going to be able to go in and look at all of those intricacies. Check out what their headshot multipliers are. Check out what their limb damage is. All of that stuff in there.
And that brings up attachment tuning. Attachment tuning is coming to Modern Warfare 3.
It is. It's part of Modern Warfare 2. It's part of that carry forward.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, excellent stuff. I think we're all just happy that, you know, what I had already used is gonna come with me.
Nicki Minaj is coming with you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That was what I needed to know about. You know, not Spawn. Although I do love me some Spawn.
The Barbs are thrilled. Kim, we are seeing some epic-looking skins and weapons on our creators here today. In fact, right now, if you look at the screen, check that out. I believe these are from the Modern Warfare 3 Vault Edition. Can you give us some additional info?
معاين
our weapon
مثلا
camos that are going to be
خليني
in
نشوفها.
our Vault Edition. There's a blue and a red version. So there's the Crimson Fate is what we're calling one of them, and the Carbon Fate is the other. And these will be applicable on 4 different weapons if you get the Vault Edition, plus all of their attachments. And they're reactive, so the better you do in the match, the more eliminations you get in a match, the more you'll start to see that visual change on your weapon. And as you can see also, the operators have their own versions of this. These are the Nemesis skins. So there is a blue version and a red version there. The blue version goes on Price and Ghost, and the red version goes on Warden and Makarov. Those are the 4 operators that get these skins. Same
طبعا هذا
reactive
السكنات كلها راح تشوفوني
a little bit of
موجود.
silver, metallic, shiny looking skin come up on the hands and the torso. The better you do in the match.
I've seen a lot of Warden hype on the internet, so I think people are really excited to see her in action. And that skin in particular is awesome.
اي حبه اي والله
One thing about the
موجود
reaction skins, to your
موجود
point,
إيه،
these are
موجود
performance
موجود.
driven, so that effect actually will scale back if you stop getting kills, guys.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, got to do well.
Gotta keep
You want
that streak.
you want to see the fun stuff on screen.
Yeah.
We need you to perform. So those will be awesome. People will be popping off having these awesome effects go around the map.
كفو
as
شباب
well.
شباب
And
اشتركوا
of course,
شباب
the
اللي ما يشترك شباب
Yeah, and
يشترك
you know,
بالقناة حياك الله يا
if
شباب
I can go a
يعني
little bit more, I understand as well that there is also a
يعني
new
جي.
system that you guys have on top
جي
of
جي
that.
يريد يعني اليوم على الأقل
the
يعني نعبر
aftermarket
من
parts,
90.
right? Which that, if we could dive a little bit more into that, because that sounded really fascinating. They kind of like make guns play in a different way just off of one part alone.
Yeah, it is. And
Oh,
we're
yeah,
seeing a little bit of it
attachments?
where this is our LMG that has a bullpup conversion to it. So they're full conversion kits that allow these weapons to really go cross-class and to change up. They are meaningful, powerful changes. To
And that's a
every weapon.
Renetti.
كفو كفو
That's a
شباب اشتراك
Renetti that is
شباب.
actually turning into an SMG with this conversion kit. It's like a 3D printed part on there.
No secondary.
No secondary. So what you do not, like we have a gunner vest that allows you to take a primary as a secondary. You do not need to take that.
اي والله اشتراك
if
ولا
you're
زعم
swapping out
اشتراك.
your Renetti for that
اشتراك
aftermarket
يعني
part,
قبض
to make it
علاوي
into an SMG.
اشتراك
And
شباب.
one of the coolest things is how you
كذا
unlock
يدفع
these
الكروة
amps, or
مشترك
ACs,
هذا.
we call them amps. We
Amps.
love acronyms here, guys. So we have 2 amps that are
دائما شنو هاي سلايد ما ادري شنو طار هذا اللاعب.
But how you're going to unlock them at launch and beyond? You want to talk a little bit about those
Yeah,
challenges?
so in beta
اللي
they unlock a
عدسوه.
little differently than they do.
طقوا
at
بالدهن
launch.
هذا.
So
Yep.
at launch they're actually we have a new system called weekly challenges.
Yep.
It is pretty much exactly as it sounds. There are challenges, a group of challenges that we release weekly.
I was worried it was like bi-weekly for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trick question.
Yeah. Thankfully, it is every week. And then the
أي والله
reward for
سوى له
getting all
ويو.
those challenges for that week is an aftermarket part.
سوى
So
له
the first
ويو.
3 weeks that the game is out, we have an aftermarket part reward for those, completing those challenges. You can then take that aftermarket part into the game and
وين هذا اكو
I
سنايبر
think
اكو
too,
سنايبر.
again, it just the through line with Modern Warfare
ولا
3,
كفو
this
ديم
player
يا
choice,
كريم.
this player freedom. It's on this new way to customize the experience and let the player kind of choose the way to have that their own play style reflected in those guns
كفو.
using the amps.
Oh, طاير.
It's super exciting.
Yeah, it definitely is. As we're going to continue to take, just more of a look and enjoy, the game as players continue to run around and get into some more shenanigans, playing some domination here as well on a state. I've done that many times. So this is again. It's
شباب
still
شاركوا
just
البث شاركوا
baffles
البث
my
شباب
mind that
حتى
I'm
يوصل
looking
يعني
at, these
ناس
maps in 2023, and I'm just excited to play them. Yeah, and even the movement. I'm just excited to play them then as I am now. Like that.
أتوقع
That is such a
ساعتين
wonderful
البث.
feeling to have. And then also on top of that too, just to see the way that players can interact with the ways you build your classes. I really do like what you guys did with the perk system and how you contextualized it and made it like a physical thing. Was that like a desire to kind of just make it a bit more grounded, or what was the I guess the design choice on that rather than just going with pictures on a screen? You guys went for something quite bold.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really was a big part of the context for the players. It's not just a UI menu with choices, that were sort of ambiguous. It was a little bit, we wanted to make sure that you brought in your fighting load carrier, right? Your FLC was what we talked about, internally is this thing where every piece of gear that you brought in did something meaningful for your
بعد ناس قد
so perks was a big part of that, and we got a chance to look at the gear items all inspired by real world military tech and items, and we were able to really figure out what goes.
طبعا هاي الناس يعني هذول يوتيوبرية ويبثون رأسا، يعني كل واحد يفتح حسابه يبث والأمور طيبة.
So I don't know if you guys can see it. We're taking a look around the room at the moment. We actually have a 2-story streaming tower. I'm going to call it a tower.
Pretty epic in here.
It's absolutely wild in here, and everyone is very focused on their play. It all of a sudden, oh hey, that's us. Oh hey.
Yes. شافونا بس من الكاميرا. GG's. إيه صحيح GG's.
So we've got this big giant room filled with Modern Warfare 3, filled with awesome creators from all over the world, and as Ted Timmons would say, the vibes are good. We're going to hear Ted talk about vibes.
I do want to point out that screen you're looking at there, that the logo, the Modern Warfare, that's a screen. That, and behind there are all the players.
اي والله GG's حبيبي GG's.
Which is so cool. I didn't even know that was a thing that you could do. 15 years in this industry, still continuously to be shocked by new tech that comes out.
GG's يعني GG يعني good game. GG's جمع.
See it here. We get a few of these
GG's يعني هي
There's
جمع.
definitely the sense in the room of like, all right, Q next, go next, GG go next,
It is.
go next.
It's so fun to play it. Like every day I come into the office and I boot up the game, get into a match as quickly as possible, and start playing. And it is just fun to watch them play as well, because there's so many things that they're doing. Like earlier we were watching a circuit around the estate house, and that movement just looks so hot going through it. So like being able to mantle, we have sprint when you're tack sprinting. We actually increase the mantle speed so it feels more fluid as you're going across, and we're regenning your tack sprint as you're sprinting as well.
I also saw a couple people pop off with Battle Rage. So Battle Rage is back.
Battle Rage is back. It's actually moved into the tactical slot.
Yes.
So it is very powerful. So if you take that, we have an awesome vest, the engineering vest, that allows you to take 2 tacticals. As maybe we didn't touch on the vest.
Actually, let's
talk about some of the vests.
Yeah, so the vest is a really big piece of that. Like it is our main core piece of gear. Kim touched on how we contextualized everything. That vest is we're contextualizing what you're actually putting into the game. So it's going to dictate what
يعني إن شاء الله نوصل إحنا لهذا المستوى في اليوم. ويدعونا.
Well, you get 1 boot and you get one glove.
يدعونا لهذه المكانات هيك الحلوة.
But how many gear slots you can actually have? So with the engineering vest that I just mentioned, you're getting 2 tacticals that you can take
at the cost of your lethal.
At the cost of your lethal, and you also gain another gear slot.
Awesome.
And that gear slot is super important because that gear slot is where all of your intelligence perks lie. So those are things like what we used to call hardline or high alert sit in that slot, and now you can take both of them at the same time and really have that advantage.
Awesome. And there are 4 vests to choose from at the moment. I believe.
Correct. In beta, there are 4, yeah.
4. So in beta, there are 4. Expect to see those tomorrow. Infantry vest, engineer vest. Seen a lot of people running infantry vests today. In fact, right here at the moment, we just got a peek at the loadout.
That is going to allow your tack sprint to regen faster. It is the core. Like if you're familiar with Call of Duty, I imagine most of our people watching are. That is your core loadout. So you have your your normal 3 perks. And you get your tactical, lethal, primary, secondary. And what's cool about the vests is they actually have perks baked into them. So with the infantry vest baked in right away, you're getting that tack sprint refresh even faster.
جي والله ما ادري انا هم ما ادري جي تنجمع لا لا.
One of the things that we've
انا عبالي من يكون يعني هيك شيء ودي جباله.
And we've also allowed you to have much more faster ADS strafe speeds as well in there.
Yeah, I do like how you guys have managed to take a lot of the vests and stuff and then make it also combined with other things or like really have everything kind of synergized together and have you create like the optimal build here. It's quite customizable.
And it's really helped out a lot with how we balance the game in that sense, because now what we've done is we've let you take more than we normally do. But we've also balanced that out with what you can't take in that same moment.
There are trade-offs, very clear trade-offs, I think, between what you're talking about, selecting the vest, selecting the boots. It's going to come at a cost, and that's where the balance lies.
Yeah, and we love that we are going into these matches. You're making decisions. You have to make those decisions before you go in. And really, have consequences if you're choosing wrong, and learn from it and go back and make new decisions.
So I can't change those in match, correct?
You can change them.
I can't change that was a trick.
The consequences. The consequences are,
Go
we
hide
want you to
somewhere.
be in
Yeah, I was
control
like,
of your
what?
actions.
You'll still have to live with the consequences of your actions.
I always
For
do.
that moment.
They've been haunting me for years now.
حلو شباب المعودين يلا
But,
ترى
I
نريد
haven't
شو اسمه
seen anybody get one yet. I've seen a couple
نريد
streaks
بتاع
pop
شو
off,
اسمه
but I'm wondering about kill streaks.
Yeah.
If we have any
نريد القصة
favorites at the desk here.
Well, for sure. I mean, the equipment selection we have in Modern Warfare 3.
شباب
is so
توقعاتكم
much fun. I think,
توقعاتكم القصة
my personal favorite.
وانا اول واحد شو اسمه يموت اتوقع يعني اتوقع ما اعرف اتوقع ما ادري شلون ما اعرف شلون يعني خطرت ببالي ما ادري شنو شفت اني هل شفت يعني تسريب شيء ما اتذكر بس ما اعرف ليش يعني شو اسمه يموت برايس ما ادري لين كنت لو بذيك الاجزاء القديمه يعني بالسلسله الاولى كنت لو كل الابطال يعني بقى بس برايس هالمره راح يقتلون برايس ويبقون البقيه ما ادري بس هيك يعني مجرد يعني تخمين خلينا نقول
encircles an area and then dive bombs an enemy when an enemy approaches that area.
I will in fact say that my experience with the mosquito drone has been quite like as annoying as a real mosquito. they plague me in matches when I've play tested and so
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Tricky.
Headphones on,
Tricky,
turn them up.
yeah.
Because that's how you know
hear
it's
that
coming.
thing coming, yeah.
Right. We have something called the ACS.
بعد هسه حاليا عندنا واحد جوستي واثنين جوستي يموت وبرايس لا برايس يعني يعني برايس يعني بس جوست ولا ما ادري
you can hang back and get in cover and then
Ghost
let it
ما أدري
capture the
والله.
point for you so when enemies
يعني يعني على شو اسمه لان القصه القديمه مات فيها
so just
قصه
yesterday I had an awesome match where
بس مو جوست مات شو اسمه لين هذا الشبر كثير مو مكرو اصلا يعني للعلم ما ادري اتوقع جوست ما يعرف مكروف او ما يدري مكروف يعني لان جوست من كان يشتغل كان مكروف ماكو كانوا يقاتلون هذا عمران زكايف وبعدين شو اسمه لا لحقوه لا صحيح صحيح لا عرفه يعني هناك عليه حبيبي I'm very good how are you man
No, it was an awesome moment. So yeah, we just have a bunch of fun stuff.
والله هي يعني لعبة بس ما ندري يعني هي توقعات بس يقتلون نيكولاي صدق بقى عايش نيكولاي بقى عايش لان شو اسمه
you know, it really limits enemies' movement when they run into the beam that it shoots out.
It doesn't actually eliminate players.
لا
For those of you who are going to stay
حبيبي
tuned for Warzone later, which is hopefully all of you. I think we're going to see a lot of the Guardian in battle
very
royale
good,
later,
Abdurrahman.
but it is
Very good.
that
How are
aerial
you?
denial, not necessarily getting the elimination, but eliminating the players who are
يعني جوست ما ادري
by the Guardian.
It's almost like a stun grenade.
هو برايس يعني مسوي هو اقوى واحد وما ادري شنو بس يعني هي حاليا وها ترى شبرت يعني ما حد لزم شبر انهزم يعني احتمال ما انتهت القصه واحتمال ما يموت احد يعني ليش يموتون احتمال يموت واحد بعيد عني مو من هذول يعني التيم يعني لا غاز ولا سوب ولا برايس ولا جوست
the vicinity of the
Right,
comp
the perimeter.
scrambler, but
That's
you
right.
can see where it's active on the map. So expect to be
yeah,
to
as
be
soon as you
rushed.
throw it down, everybody knows where it is. They just kind of you're kidding in that bubble for a little while,
which could be very useful indoors. I think that's a very cool tool to have. So, but before we wrap up the convo here on Core 6v6, I wanted to ask you about ranked play.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Let's.
Greg, what can you tell us, and can you give us any little details on when we can expect to see ranked multiplayer?
So our friends at Treyarch are on the case again with ranked play.
طبعا كل فلوسهم بالورزون
We love partnering with
بس
them
انا
on
اريد
it.
القصه
And they're going to bring that experience, update it, modernize it from Modern Warfare 2, bring that forward, and then for season 1.5, which is mid-season one.
Sometime during season one.
We will have it out, and that's when
إيه
it's going to launch.
صار season 6
where players can get familiar with everything,
شباب ليش
they can
طلعتوا
understand
شباب
what's
ليش
happening within
ليش
the game,
تقولون ليش
and start to build those restrictions within the game. And you can find out more from Treyarch as we go through development.
As we get closer, we're going to be talking more about it, but excited to say that later in season 1 we'll have a ranked play coming to multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3. But that wraps up our Core 6v6 gameplay for the day.
شكرا على اللايكات
We're going to
شكرا.
see the folks behind us switch
Thank
over.
you
We've
very
got an
much.
exciting new mode to talk about that we're going to get to here in a second. It's called Cutthroat. It is awesome. There's so much to get into there. But first, we have a quick special announcement for all of our PlayStation players out there, like me. Take a look.
شنو؟ قول لي بلاي ستيشن. بلاي ستيشن. نشوف بلاي ستيشن ايش بيهم.
When they speak of me, they want to lock your doors.
they want يعني روسية. روسية يعني ماكروف، وماكروف يعني bad guys.
That's cute.
That's good. That's. Damn. هاي شخصية جماعة بلاي. بس طبعا يعني ما يصير يعني جماعة بلاي ليش قبلنا؟
I've never found a lock. I couldn't break.
بري اوردر ديجيتال بلاي ستيشن.
Announcing the
من جماعة البي سي. البي سي وهو سيد القطع. سيد يعني المنصات.
The American Gothic blueprint and the Starry Knife melee weapon blueprint. Lockpick is a cunning art feat with noble motivations and an exciting new operator to come to Modern Warfare 3. PlayStation players can get the Lockpick operator by pre-ordering the Modern Warfare 3. By pre-ordering Modern Warfare 3 on the PlayStation.
صار هوسب حلقة.
Playable at the game
صار هوسب حلقة.
on November 10th. I didn't know she was a PlayStation exclusive operator. This is my main in all the playtests. I auto lock Lockpick. It is how it is.
Did you know she was an art thief?
I didn't know she was an art thief. I was like, Thomas Crownheffer, hello, it's me. For a brand new mode coming to Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. But first, a couple of words from our sponsors.
sponsor.
Duty next, brought to you by HyperX.
HyperX. سمعت من HyperX.
We're all gamers.
يس تجميع.
Play like a pro on the big
TCL شنو هذا؟
TCL Q class, QLED TV.
ها مال التلفزيونات شباب. يعني اذا شو اسمه اشتروا عندي. ساعات مودرن وورفير شباب اذا واحد يعني يحب يباع. شوف ساعة بيش. اي هذا باك بون حلو.
Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
So you're gonna have a little bit of a mosh pit there going on.
There's a lot of threes in it.
It's fun to say.
It is.
Really
It is hard to say after a while. It's all about elimination. So you're there. As long as your squad can take out the other two squads, that's how you're gonna win. It is inspired by gunfight. Like you are actually like it is a very competitive mode. The thing that we like about it is it plays on all of our fantastic 16 launch maps that are there, and you get to play them in a new way. So in the past, like TDM, you're spawning at either side of the map. What Cutthroat is allowing us to do is put these triangular spawns in. So because they're 3 different teams, you now have 3 points. Triangle.
هذا اللي يشرح 3 شو اسمه 3 مدري شنو 3 فرق.
So it allows you to experience these maps in a way that you've never experienced before, which is part of that modernization that we like to talk about in the maps. And it's a fun experience to have, super competitive, and it's one life to live mode. It's very fun.
You can reach in.
يعني هم كتلوا ساعة كلها على الملتي بلاير. وعندهم بعد الزومبي.
That's a fun little way to come back after.
What led you guys to want to make this mode? What was the inspiration behind it?
It was gunfight in a lot of ways.
Gunfight, of course, is 2v2.
2v2 is gunfight.
Really
and it's played on separate maps. It's played on different maps. And so what we wanted to do is be able to really focus on the 16 maps that we had at launch and be able to have a mode that is as exciting, as competitive as gunfight in there. And really bring something new to the table too, so our players can go out and have fun and enjoy a new experience with their squad.
Yeah, and you can take your loadout this time. So,
yes, that's what I was going to say. Unlike gunfight, we're not providing the squads with weapons. You can actually bring your blueprints and your loadout with you.
Yep,
that's right.
And it is sweaty.
It is a sweaty
I am so excited to see these guys play it because they're awesome at the game anyway. We see Dr. Lupo here. He is on Cutthroat, and of course the objective, the capture point at the end is
already there.
The overtime mechanic.
Oh, he's
There we go.
down.
So you can't get downed, but you and picked up by your teammates. Now what happens
Not
when
anymore.
Not anymore. So now when
هذا
you're eliminated,
بالمنطقة
you're out.
يركض
That's it.
شو
You
اسمه.
gotta wait for the next round.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
No
Rounds are quick.
Yeah.
They go really, really fast. We spent a lot of time making sure that you just weren't sitting there
دائما
with,
القناص.
you know, dead air, essentially, watching your teammates have fun.
واللي
And that flag there is now available, so they can go and capture
Overtime.
that flag.
Who's
Whoever,
so?
well, they got eliminated, but whoever gets that flag first, just like
ايه 3 جن فايت حلو.
between rounds.
حلو
they'll
حلو
be
فهمت هذا
rotating where that
الفايت
flag
اللي
is,
شو اسمه
because they
يعني
got
هذا
the
الطور
jump
شنو
that's
هو
right.
مالتي بلاير
Right.
جن فايت اللي هو 1 في 1 زين بس هالمره 3
Yeah. Gives players an opportunity to move around and like actually interact with more in the map, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you're
يعني ثلاثة كل واحد ضد
you're
الثاني
experiencing
يعني
these maps in brand new ways.
كل واحد
It
بواحد
is a lot.
هذا ابو شعر اللي طلعوه بالسيزون
That guy's got
الخامس مدري هو
really cool hair.
I was gonna say something, but as a person who has none, I figured I would refrain from it.
No, I feel like if anything, awesome. It looks a lot like the Operator Oz in Modern Warfare 2, actually.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Back into Cutthroat again. I'm very interested in these smaller game modes because I think it just creates opportunities for you to have like those real like intense interactive moments.
It's
right?
very intimate, and you get to you get situations like this where you're trying to figure out like how to use your you could pop smoke here, and really just understand because there's this tension that's building around like when is this flag going to pop? When do I want to go in? When does I want to
هذا
have
ما
a team
ادري
rush
كيف
in?
سيدخل
Is that what you did?
المود
I believe
Throw
that's it.
smoke? You throw a smoke right here, Greg?
No, there's no reason to throw a smoke right here because you got to wait for the flag to come up.
Oh, there's the
Sorry.
breacher drone. Breacher drone. Yeah.
You might want the.
Okay. I love this guy's strat. It's a good strat.
Yeah, we have the
There we
EMD grenade, which would be great in this situation because
Right.
you just throw
يمكن
it out.
3 ضد 3
pop
يعني
it,
ضد
and then
3
if you get another player on the team, that they're going to show up constantly on your mini map for your entire team.
So it's to me, EMD grenade a little bit like a snapshot, but it actually is going to stick
No,
to the
player
enemy
wanted.
player.
It does.
That player will then get a prompt. You might be able to tear it off, I believe.
Yeah, you just pull it right out.
But it'll track you around the map and like have way more visibility on the enemy squad there. EMD very, very clutch.
Be very overpowered if you hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing I haven't seen actually was the thermo barrack grenade. Because I actually do like that one because it's kind of like a Molotov, but like on steroids. So it just like does a big boom and then also has area denial as well.
Yeah, it has area denial and it
حلو فجر
bounces, so
السيارة
it will
دين.
not detonate on impact. So you can throw it around corners, you can throw it under cars.
Get that frag effect.
Yeah, and you know it adds a little bit of additional damage to explosives after the fact. So even if you survive the initial blast of that one,
Right.
you could get taken out pretty easily afterwards.
Lupo just hit a clutch headshot. He is now he picked up his teammate, and we're swapping over to Favela.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
I love this map.
I've gotten
What's
quite
your,
a few
what's
of
your
those.
favorite, Adam?
Out of these 5 we played today,
3 ضد
I have
3
to go with Favela. I just,
يعني
I know
3
there are a bunch of
تيمات كل
high-rise
تيم
stands.
ب شو اسمه 3 لاعبين
I
واحد ضد الثاني.
Favela stands.
But
so don't worry.
I mean, just look at it. This is beautiful.
Greg, you're the tiebreaker here.
Oh.
We've got 2 for high
I
rise.
love them all. They're all my babies.
Okay, fine.
Okay. All right.
can't give any of
That's
them
no
up.
favorite children. Here we go.
Favela is quite awesome with all of the movement, with everything that's happening.
Yep.
That's right.
And
Taking
high rise is also
Oh, come
great.
on, Greg. You know, at some point.
They're all
yeah.
unique in their own way.
You know what? I'm switching my vote to a state just to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be alone.
Look at that. You split the vote. How could you?
How could I? I know.
I think I love Favela because remember that play I was talking about doing with like the capture bot and the mosquito drone that was on Favela.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's why it's got a special place in my heart.
I like the little second floor store that I believe you guys have opened a window up that wasn't necessarily there before, so you can kind of see down the
والله
hill.
كفو والله كفو
Yeah, you
صادقت.
know, and I am
Shouldn't
trash.
be any new windows.
Well, no. I'm sorry. I might have misspoken. I thought it just was more open than it was previously.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
possible we allowed you to mantle out of it.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of those things that are in the like metrics wise. Like
Yeah.
the metrics have changed in a lot of things, like how large our doors are.
Yeah.
We actually have the doors in here. I know not everybody's thrilled with that, but it is a fun mechanic to have.
Yeah.
It adds a lot, especially within Cutthroat, because now you're peeking those. You're able to use them for your advantage in there. We feel that they add a lot to the gameplay.
And I bring the window up only because, to your point earlier, it's those small touches that you
Yes.
guys have really brought to these maps that make them feel unique and different in modern for the type of gameplay we're going to see here in Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah. Well, while we have a moment and we're looking at Cutthroat, let's talk about some of the other modes as well. Ground War is one that I want to talk about. We touched on a little bit earlier on. I want to dive back into it again because it's back in Modern Warfare 3.
3 لاعبين 3 تيمات كل تيم ب 3 لاعبين. حلو هذا الطور يعني ممتع راح يصير.
You know, I guess Kim, like, give us a
يلا
rundown
جديدة
on Ground War because I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I mean, we're so happy that Ground War is coming back in Modern Warfare 3. Again, this is our big 32v32 mode. It's the biggest battle that we have in the multiplayer experience. And we will be showcasing 3 new Ground War maps at launch, with 2 of them being playable in the open beta.
Okay.
I believe that's the level
3 مابات كبار 2 بالاوبن بيتا.
Yeah, right. So in the beta we
هذا
have
خوش افتهمناها يعني.
Power and Orlov military base.
Orlov military
Yeah,
base.
but these are
Okay.
the 3.
Right.
Yeah.
ميلتري بيس قاعدة عسكرية اوكي.
Yeah, we also have a few new vehicles. So during the open beta, you'll be able to play, I believe, 2 new vehicles for Modern Warfare 3, with more to come at launch and during live seasons.
That's right.
Awesome. And we
والله
mentioned
كفو
it
شافته
a bit
بالخير.
earlier, but War Mode is returning. In addition to Ground War, the favorite from Call of Duty World War II will be coming back with Modern Warfare 3.
It is awesome, and it is the attack defend mode. Adam spoke a little bit about it earlier, but you are Task Force 141 trying to take down the Coney group that has taken over a military base. They are launching ICBMs, and you are getting your tank out there, escorting your tank through a downtown area, and just having a blast doing it.
هذا صاروخ باليستي يمكن.
Have a blast with the ICBMs as well.
Good pun. Good ICBM pun there.
Yeah, there was. It was trying to come out and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I saw what you were doing there. I liked it. Yeah.
اي سوي له فينش قول لي سوى له فينش ده عالجه لا سوي له فينش.
It is that attack defense scenario where you are escorting that down the path, and it is a very linear combat. You have very clear lines of sight, clear battle lines. That's the gameplay that we're going for.
6v6, 5v5? What's the...
It is 6v6.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, nice.
So it is classic war mode, if we all remember what classic war mode is. But it is linear objectives. There's 3 sets of them. And it is a fantastic experience that we're excited for players to...
شباب لايكات واشتراكات شباب لايكات واشتراكات.
Ain't that the truth? Very, there's just so many options, which is the thing that really sticks to me. Like, if you don't want to jump in with your friends and just, you know, play regular matchmaking, you could do war mode, you could do ground war. Was that, you know, it feels like that was the mission of the studio here, to like really give players that ability to just like make the decision, go with your friends, play what you want.
And like I mentioned about you know, some of the new maps coming in live season, we have a bunch of new modes planned for live season as well that we're looking forward to sharing very soon.
Cool.
شنو المودات؟ مودات جديدة يريدون يشاركونا اياها شنو والله.
For joining us here today to share Modern Warfare 3 with the world, and that is going to wrap it up for the MW3 multiplayer segment of the show. Once again, a big thank you to Adam, Greg, as well as Kim for joining us here. But now we're going to head over to one of my favorite people. It's Maven, who's got a couple streamers that he's going to be putting in the hot and ready seat, presented by Little Caesars. Trust me, it's as hilarious as it sounds. Maven, who you got?
Thank you. You know, when I thought about being hot and ready, the first thing that came to mind was my guy Legion.
Hey, I'm really proud to be the other ball guy on stage with you today. We're doing it. We're doing it.
It looks beautiful. Listen, the first thing you said is how fun this is, and you're like, I'm feeling like I'm 18 again, out frying.
Listen, I'm cranking out energy drink burps right now. I'm 30, I'm feeling 18. I just smoked Biffle. Where's he at? I don't know where he's at. Guy's incredible, but I smoked him with a shotgun. I'm feeling alert right now, Maven.
I can tell the second you sat down, like, my guy is locked. What have you loved the most so far about just getting in, diving into MW3?
Brother, all the fun stuff is really fun. The shotguns, the new tags, the new lethals, where I'm just out here doing anything to just make everybody angry. It's just angry as possible. I'm zooming.
Well, was it a bit of a surprise at first? Like, when you got in, like, how much fun you were having? Like, does it kind of defy expectations?
Listen, I was 16 when Modern Warfare 2 came out. So all these maps that we are playing in Modern Warfare 3 right now, throwing back, bro, it's just like you picked it right back up again, and I'm bodying. I don't know, it's so fun.
You're talented and very handsome.
اي والله هذا شعور انا هم شفت ما تشقد عمره ونزل هذا الخلاص. هذا كلنا نقول هو 10 ما ادري شنو.
But this is the hot seat, dude. You like yourself some pizza?
Listen, I was a
اي
little
والله مال بيتزا حاليا لان شوي جات.
but I'm feeling really good right now, and I feel like you and I together in this hot seat together, it's just too much hotness. This is too much interaction. If our ball heads connect
What
one more
end
time,
ready
the
seats?
venue lights shut down.
What end?
Speaking of that, we got to get out of here. Let's get this over to Shift Legion. Thank you so much, buddy.
Oh, there's just always comedy with two bald guys in the mix. But yeah, I hold Shift here with the one and only Shotzi. I got to start with the fun question first. I mean, just enjoyment level. How are you enjoying the game to this point?
This game's amazing, man. I have nothing but good things to say about this game. I love the movement. Everything about it is godlike.
All right, you set me up for like the perfect segue. Have you found ways to finesse the movement system yet? Because I know going into the beta, that's probably your main goal, is to find ways to just completely over-embellish the movement system. How are you feeling so far about how this game moves?
It moves smoothly than any other COD I've played. I feel like it has a mix of like fast and a little bit of a slower slide cancel, but yeah, I love it. It's very, very fast.
Have you broken anything yet?
I'm not broken anything, but I will say that there's like these sneakers that allow you to like slide any ADS, and I feel like that's meta right now.
All right, so make sure you check out the stream for that, because that's going to be all the hacks and clues for that. Now, getting into the competitiveness, I mean, last year, lots of conversations about skill gap. Where is it going to be? Do you feel like movement is going to be one of the main focus points for those trying to take their game to the more competitive level, or where do you think that the competitive skill gap is going to be for this game?
So yeah, definitely movement. I feel like slide canceling obviously is going to be, you know, very OP, and then I feel like the aim assist in this game is actually very not as sticky as other games. I feel like mid and far range, it's actually not as sticky. So that's definitely interesting.
Fair enough. Shotzi, thanks so much, my man. Of course, you can check him out on his stream. And, well, with that, we're going to go back up to Miles and Lottie to give us their thoughts on what they just saw with multiplayer before we come back with the team from Treyarch to give us our first look at game footage and details for Modern Warfare Zombies. But first, a quick word from our
اي مودرن وورفير زومبي هذا فهمناها.
Call of Duty
يلا
Next,
اوه
brought to you by
السبونسر.
Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3. Nvidia GeForce, level up your Modern Warfare 3 PC experience with performance multiplying DLSS 3 and latency reducing reflex. Herman Miller Embody gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of
والله الجاتو فشي يعني. Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, hello
Gato.
and welcome back to Call of Duty
Hey.
Next. My name is Miles Ross. I'm joined here in the fireside chat. I've got one Prague, we got OVP, we got Nameless,
Miller,
Ali Cannon in the corner there. We're going to be, I
Ali,
suppose, reacting is one way to put
Anthony,
it now, but like,
ولوتي
this is one
مدري
of
شو
the hardest
اسمها.
jobs I've ever
توتي
had to work
بوتي
on. I've never
توتي
been this
توتي.
excited about a COD.
اي.
Like, Legion hit the nail on the head. I'm 18 again, 34 in skin, but 18 in gunny. Lottie,
كلهم راح يرجعون الطفولة من وراها شو اسمه. طبعا هذا شو اسمه. نسيته الجن ما ادري هنا نسيته هذا مال اتوقع راح يكون على الزومبي هسه.
I mean, for me, I think it's got to be about
Gunnar
kind
نسيته.
of almost customize what you want to do, what type of player you want to be in game. I mean, it starts with movement, and then you're looking at the perk system, but there's a balance there as well. I'm just so excited to see what type of player, first of all, I'll be, but especially our two MP experts over here, Nameless, Ali. I mean, you guys not only talk about multiplayer for a living, but you guys play it day in, day out, so many hours grinding. Nameless, what are you making of it so far?
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I've been playing Call of Duty since way back in the day, 06 back to COD 2. And for me, what this feels like is you're getting the classic maps, you're getting the best things that we all fell in love with Call of Duty about, but you're also getting the best of the innovations of recent Call of Duties as well. So it's just been spectacular seeing. We played Hardpoint on Skid Row yesterday. Who could say that in 2023? It's been amazing, Ali.
No, it really has. I think it's interesting that you brought up like the play style, because I feel like in events like this especially, like I was bringing up Warzone players, like their style of play is a little bit different from like what we see on a day-to-day basis, and even just normal content creators, they're going for snipes and stuff, and High Rise obviously a perfect place for that. So I think the fact that the movement feels so smooth, and to see everybody, there's something for everyone, right? So I mean, it's been a great
والله هي اهم شيء من السمو يعني الحركه اللي السموث اللي يحكون عنها هو انت تقدر تشوف الاعداء يعني مشكلتنا هنا انت يعني يمشي قدامك ما تشوفه.
Meaningful decisions, I think, ever in COD when it comes to our loadouts now and our perks. So what vest I'm wearing, I ran the demolition vest. It means I think I lose one of my tacticals, but I gain like 2 lethals, which turns me into a killing machine, quite frankly. The breacher drone, a lot of fun, way too much fun actually.
That thing is.
شنو؟
It flies super quick. You can actually shoot out of the air. I didn't know that yesterday. I know you said you tried it.
I shot my own drone down accidentally. I was pre-aiming somebody in cover. They were in perfect chest-high cover. I let the drone fly out, and it follows a direct path. It doesn't have the craziest range. It is fast enough, but I was pre-aiming that spot, and then when the guy
طبعا هاي من عندهم شباب يعني
I fired
الفصل.
away, I shot down my own breacher drone. But it's just one of many fun new items that we have to play with here. And again, meaningful choices, like from top to bottom. What shoes am I wearing? What kind of gloves am I wearing in this loadout? How do I want to play? Am I stationary? I might have the strafe speed shoes on, get my shoulders working. We heard Shotzi talk about the tack stance and how he's sliding around the map. And this is something we cannot stress this enough, friends. You're going to be schmooving in this game like you may have never moved before in COD.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so excited. I want to hear what you think as well as the fact that you can turn a pistol basically into an SMG. You don't need a perk. You don't need to have that on. You can literally do that yourself with guns and get it to the way that you want it. I mean, running basically a secondary SMG with an AR. I mean, that's just stunning.
We heard them talk about it too with like the aftermarket weapon attachments as well with the weekly challenges. So there'll be a bunch of different types of variations that you have with your gun. But we saw the Renetti. It's already insane. I saw a tweet from Scump on the timeline, a 10-piece with the Renetti. So when you turn that into an SMG, I mean, it's going to be crazy. The world's your oyster.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. Ali, I've got to ask you, what are you most excited about? You play so much, but jumping into game, what type of player do you think you see yourself becoming with Modern Warfare 3 now?
I just gotta order some new controllers, get used to breaking my thumbsticks all over again. Honestly, that's that's something that is really close to the CDL heart. The competitive style is getting into the slide canceling and the ADSing, like Shotzi was touching on. But also, I just want to talk about the fact of like I was 9 years old when a lot of these maps were a thing, and like my bad. But yeah, like I was watching my dad play, but like I don't. Like those are core memories for me.
شوف ابوي كان يلعب بهاي الالعاب كان عمره 9 سنوات.
Now, as a 23-year-old, getting to load into these maps and kind of like have the nostalgia of, oh, I kind of recognize this, like I kind of know this map, but like not knowing every nook and cranny just yet, and like so it's still kind of new to me, but it's also nostalgic at the same time.
And to Ali's point, like think
يعني نقدر نقول بس الاساطير اللي لعبوا يعني يتذكرون هاي المابات ولا هي مابات تفضل.
You mentioned we were messing around with that slide yesterday. It goes for a while, and you can aim in virtually instantly and cancel it as well. So there's so many different things that people are gonna get into this game and figure out. It's gonna play a bit different than obviously back in day with MW2, but a lot better. It feels super smooth.
And that's the most important thing we've been touching upon and people have been asking us about. How does it feel? How does it feel?
Oh,
it feels really good. It's very, very smooth. To your point, sliding shoes on, I'm hitting tack stance faster than ever, I'm sliding with full ADS. You can hit snipes, guys. Have you ever imagined hitting a fully zoomed in snipe while sliding? Well, MW3 is the game for you. But yeah, and we've got a lot of cool stuff. All the one-times optics, so anything red dot, a lot of the hollows. None of these things really add anything to ADS speed anymore. So the game itself in general has sped up tremendously. We were messing around with tack stance yesterday as well. I mean, sort of the canted approach to take to your weapon. I'm running a big ×8 scope, right? And I can't ADS in, but if I want to hit those kind of more CQB situations, I'm keeping maximum spatial awareness. I've got my situational awareness, my screen's up. I'm able to use a weapon with a big scope in close range, whether it's an LMG, whether it's a sniper. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still really nice to have choices as a player. We've got so many options here. So much fun.
Yeah, I think that's the key word, right? The buzzword, I think, coming off the back of what we saw on the desk. It's the choices that you can make. And I think balance is such an important thing. I think in any Call of Duty game, balance is key, especially when you're going up against players who do have a choice of what they want to run, especially with perks. But being able to have that potential to take something away, if you do want to risk and reward, you're coming in with potentially like silent footsteps, you're running ghosts, you're making sure that you're the type of player you want to be, but something also is taken away from you. So that balance is so important, I think, in all Call of Duty titles.
100%. I mean, footsteps are silent if you want them to be. That is a massive W. I was running around yesterday and I saw red dots on the mini map. My footsteps were silent. I was sneaking up on people. I was just having a blast. I mean, we're talking about 12 years ago when these maps came out. They look even better now. So I can't wait to
ايوه اتفق هذا والله هسه شوف لنا احنا.
Well, it's exciting to be reminiscing for very, very good reason. As we talked about earlier, we are celebrating Call of Duty's 20th anniversary, which is an amazing milestone. And with a great milestone comes an opportunity
20 سنة.
to celebrate 20 years of Call of Duty.
وعي
Players can
2009.
receive daily login rewards between October 6th
هو
to
هذا مو
October
شلون شو
16th.
اسمه؟
For every single daily login
Daily
per day,
login
up to
rewards.
7 in total, you'll receive these rewards, which you're seeing on screen, including an old school price operator skin.
الله اولد سكول هو الباص القديم هذا من كان صغير من كان الحرب العالمية الثانية ما يشوفك.
Head over to the Call of Duty blog. Nameless, Your earliest memory of COD, was it like waiting in line at midnight trying to get something? What was it for you, mate?
I mean, yeah, first off, I will say we didn't have cool swag like this in these digital packs. I mean, this is, that was before that time, but I mean, just playing split screen was the best, like, old memories I have with my friends and screen looking, trying to figure out where they were on Call of Duty 2. And now it's 2023 and we got everything, and you can still screen watch. It's right there, they're right next to each other.
Next level.
We might be some players doing that here.
Incredible memories that have been had on Call of Duty. Ali, what is your earliest memory?
Ali, يلا خلينا
Well,
نشوف
I know I
Ali.
talked about playing with my dad, but I think one of the more core memories, which I can't wait to break down the new and exciting stuff in that game mode coming later, has to be with zombies. When I was in middle school, I'd go over to my friend Anastasia's house, and we'd go in her basement,
والله
we'd
واحد
turn
شو
on
عليه
all
شو
the
اسمه.
lights, and then we'd load up split-screen zombies on her big TV on the couch, and just all night on her Xbox just sitting there playing zombies on town survival, you know, going as far as we could, training them around the lava pit in the center. So that's definitely like a core memory for me.
I love to hear that. We're going to be sharing lots more stories on these couches, I am sure, as we get through the rest of today. But we also wanted to remind everyone again that early access to the multiplayer beta kicks off tomorrow.
والله دوختونا ترى
and next
هسه
week
دوخونا.
for Xbox and
يعني
PC players. You saw a
يعني
ton of
6
great
شو اسمه
multiplayer
ليش؟
content today. Play
ورا
that and
12
more
يعني
over the
هذا
next week.
الاكسس
Check out the
ماكو
Call of
شيء.
Duty blog for more
شنو احسن من
details.
عندنا
I
بلاي
personally
ستيشن؟
can't wait to see everybody get in the mix.
Or don't worry, in addition to open beta early access, all those PlayStation players out there, be sure to pre-order on PlayStation Store to get an exclusive look at the
اوه افتهمنا هاي
operator pack and
اوكي
MW3's
اوكي
launch.
اللي ماخذ بالاوردر بالعافيه عليكم هاي الشخصيه
What did you
يلا
guys think of Lockpick? That's another one that we saw on the desk. And I mean, there's so much to break down here. All of the team were going through every single detail. But Ali, what did you make of it?
She's freaking cool. Like, I know Stephanie talked about how she insta-locks her every single time that she's loading up into a game, and I might have to follow suit. Like, we might have to battle it out for who gets to be the lockpick in game, because she is cool.
Yeah, I'm down with the blue camo as well. Very excited to see all the crazy skins. We've got a tease of some of those skins in the game, and already the trailers, you name it, it's all happening. But Lockpick available for you PlayStation players. Hit that pre-order. We've had quite a deep dive on MW3's multiplayer mode so far, and over the past couple of months, I mean, I suppose that was the best way to put it. We've had some teasers, we've had some insights, we've had a few leaks of the return of Makarov and what that means to Modern Warfare 3's campaign. All that in store very soon. But now, my friends, it's time for something quite different. Straight from our friends at Treyarch, here is a look at Modern Warfare Zombies.
اهلا وسهلا تراياك موفر زومبي باللي يعني ساعة وثلث ثم بس يحجون على ايش اسمه بالملتي بلاير بس طبعا شنو الزومبي مالتهم مرعب بريزنت زومبيز ليتس جو. طبعا هو مثل الدي ام زي راح يطلع مثل الدي ام زي بس زومبي قاتل زومبي. اوه حلو 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 جي جي. هسه ذا الاجواء هيك حلوه يعني. ولا لا 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 مخرج هذا يشمر وهذا كلهم. طبعا هذول من شو اسمه الزومبي مال شو اسمه هاي جاجرناد الجاجر من زومبي مال بلاك اوبس اوبن بيتا وورد. ايه اوبن وورد زومبي واللي يعني حبيبي دي ام زي بس زومبيز. ايه القواط وهاي السوالف هاي. ابلع هيد شوت. هلو هلو هلو. هاي الوحوش. ديام السكن مال الدراجة. السكن شنو السكن؟ زومبيز. نوفمبر 10 حلو. شباب يعني ان شاء الله الشخصية هاي تشوفوها.
You just got a sneak peek at the end of that trailer of the Soul Harvester weapon blueprint. More on that in just a bit. But now, let's welcome some very special guests from Treyarch, because you got Kevin Drew as well as Miles Leslie. Kevin is the Associate Director of Design, and Miles is the Associate Creative Director. Welcome to the both of y'all, and it is so exciting to talk about some zombies.
Awesome to be here. Yes.
It looks awesome in here. We just swapped over to a little undead purple in the back.
When I think of the undead, I think of
the ambiance.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about purple and zombies that just, it really does something for me. But guys, earlier this week, we held an event at Treyarch. We were able to bring a couple of different groups of creators who were here today at Call of Duty Next into Treyarch.
حسب ما ذكر سليجمر هم اللي سووا شو اسمه بلاك اوبس بعد ما كمل عندنا تنزل ميادين.
I want to talk a little bit about the event and some of the awesome reactions we got to see in the room from these guys.
Yeah, no, it was a great experience bringing in those people. You know, zombies is traditionally something that is a mode based on exploration, discovery, but we felt like there's so much new here. We really wanted to get a group in there and play it, get hands-on, get impressions, get feedback, and we just had a really great time playing with them.
You get to see a couple of the reactions in the room there. They got to see some footage. They got some playtime. You guys answered about some questions.
Yeah, the playtest was absolutely fantastic. There were so many awesome moments. It just felt right getting them into play.
Well, I was going to ask, like, as you know, having been in the lab, making this for so long, right? And then getting people to see it. In what you guys said before, I remember you guys mentioning that it's not a thing you do often, bringing people into the studio. So that must have been a very, like, almost revealing experience for you guys, right?
It felt very good getting outside people besides us playing it.
Yeah,
like,
so you're like, oh, wait a minute, this game is good.
Hey, this is super fun. You know? So
it's like, we were right. Yeah.
We did it. Guys, one of the most popular questions I noticed, you know, ripe amongst the crowd of creators that was their Easter eggs. We know them, we love them, we want them in zombies. What, if anything, can you tell us? Give us a little taste.
I mean,
a little tidbit, a little morsel.
A little something.
We can't give them all.
Giving anything.
Well, then what should we expect?
So if you were paying attention to that trailer you just saw for the first time, maybe at the end, if you go back and scrub it, you might see something that you'll see that's kind of big. Now, I don't want to give it all away. There's a lot to discover in this open world zombies.
Oh yeah, and I think that is
يعني قالت وطنا في شيء كلام قالها بالنهاية ما ادري شنو صار انه على حاجة كبيرة بس اكو شغلات تكتشف ايش نكتشف مثلا ايش راح يسوون
What I'm curious about is like what are the key things that you want the community to know about this iteration of zombies, the differences potentially from, you know, the previous game till this one, because
يعني اتوقع بس يجمعون شو اسمه
I mean, it's a mode-based experimentation, and we're really doing that here. This is taking our gameplay, our classic zombies gameplay and mechanics, and putting them on the big map and all of the experiences that offers, the vehicles, and the vast space, and the higher player count. And then on top of that, putting it in the modern warfare era, where you have their equipment, the operators, and it just feels so badass, you know?
And it's in this massive open world co-op experience. So that's something that feels exciting. It feels different. Kind of what led you guys to design, you know, Modern Warfare Zombies the way that you did in this big new way?
So we just saw an opportunity with the big map to have the biggest PvE experience we've ever had in the franchise. So
Which
in
is
the past,
yes.
we had pure PvE.
Yes, pure PvE, no PvP.
You're safe here, and there's, you know, we usually have four players.
Kind of. You know,
safe
it is pushing zombies at the end of the day. Yeah. But then you mentioned like the way that the games play, the open world. But how do the players like interact with one another in that world? Because and also like, you know, I like running solo from time to time. Is that also something that's possible as well?
Absolutely. So it's 24 players total. You can go in solo. You can go in with your squad. But what's awesome is that you're all on the same team trying to do the same thing. So when you're out in the world, you'll run into other squads or other players. You can make a decision in that moment to like combine and form a super squad.
Oh, so you can form a super team.
Yes.
Like in-game form a super team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's 8 squads.
يعني نعرفها يا معود يعني داخل اللعبة بالزومبي تقدر تدخل مثلا تقدر تدخل وحدك او تقدر تدخل ويا تيم واذا تدخل ويا تيم واكو تيم اصلا يمكن الماب بتشيل 24 لاعب ويمكن كل 4 سوا زين فيمكن شو اسمه ما اعرف ايش قد يعني شو اسمه المهم
There's zombies everywhere.
هذول اللعب كلهم يقدرون يعني سوا يلعبون. يعني كل تيمين شو اسمه يصيرون سوا ويكملون مهمات سوا ويمكن ياخذون اكس بي سوا. وبالنسبه لشنو بالله يعني ما بيناتهم فرند فاير، يعني ما حد يقدر يقتل الثاني. يعني تقتل بس الزومبي، تشوف واحد عادي لا حبيبي ما تقتل، هو يعني يقول لك بزمن الزومبي ماكو بشر اصلا، تقتل البشر ليش؟
That's right. Miles, can you take us through what's going on?
What's going on here?
What's going on?
100%. Yeah, 100%. So, you know, that opportunity that Kevin talked about is there's a few questions when people saw that cinematic, and if you hadn't, go and watch it. It's awesome. Hold on a second. Where are we in time and place? We are between Modern Warfare 19 and MW22, the year 2021, and that's really important to the story because in true Treyarch Zombies fashion, we are always jumping eras, jumping moments, and really touching different timelines in interesting ways. I can't go into all of it, but there's a reason for that. Now, the next question which you're hinting to is, why is Zakayev alive? I saw him die, but did you? Did you really?
I saw him get shot. I saw him fall down a missile silo.
You saw him fall. There was blood. But in true sort of story fashion, if there's no body, he's not dead. Now, Task Force 141 went back to that silo. There was water at the bottom. It had been drained. Lots of blood. And Zakayev was gone. Now, officially declared deceased.
Ooh.
But then whispers emerged that he's still alive. And now, of course, in
What?
true
Zakayev
sort of
alive?
villain fashion, he starts to hear whispers himself as he's recovering from falling down that silo, which he did.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts a little bit.
Yep.
Is about this new thing called Ethereum. And he wants to get it. And that really sets the stage. All of that, by the way, is day one getting in the door like you saw in the cinematic, which is
يعني اتوقع القصة مال شو اسمه هذا الزومبي انه زكايف بعد ما ميت، يعني انه زكايف بعد ما مات، يعني شفنا طلقة وشفنا دم بس هو ما مات، يعني فكرتهم. المهم يعني هو شو اسمه هو راح يطلق هذا نشوف هاي اللقطة.
Objective is a roof-mounted comms tower.
So,
marking location on TAC map. Once tower is active, use decryption key from
thank you.
to establish
إن شاء الله مستمرين بدعمكم. هذا الزومبي هذولي هنا اوكي. اوه يعني الزومبي يخافون، لازم واحد يشوف بتين. شنو اللي يقول هذا لاعب؟ هذا صوت تقريبا نفسه.
You got here quicker than expected. I still need a minute or two. I'm in the middle of erasing my research from the Terminus database.
Protect Dr. Jansen. We need her alive.
Target down. Zakayev will unleash this hell everywhere beyond to Joburg if we can't stop him here.
Clear and hold that LZ strike team. Multiple enemies on approach. Weapons free on all threats.
سووا لا حلو.
So what you just saw there was just a little snippet of that story mission intro, and what's really exciting again about this opportunity across the open world is, like Kevin was saying, is we want to bring that story to the forefront. These story missions have handlers from the Modern Warfare world, from the Black Ops world, Cold War world that you might see, some new friends along the way as well, and they're going to help you on this story and these missions that take you across the big map. Lots of different activities and cool things to do. Awesome cinematics and well. And again, the whole point of this is that if you're new to being a Zombies player, we want you to experience that story. We want you to get into it. But if you're seasoned and you just want to jump in and kill some zombies, you can free roam and do that and then jump to the story later. We really have embraced that open world sort of feeling across this. And that's really the exciting thing is it kind of pick your poison, that player pacing in that sense.
Modern Warfare 3 is about options.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more prevalent to me as I'm hearing you guys talk about this like throughout the day. Super awesome and great to see that like the player choice is very prevalent, right? But Zombies has been a mode that's been in the game for such a long time. It's really It runs side by side, parallel to Call of Duty and its incredible legacy. But there are still players that are going to be new to this, that are coming into this with a fresh set of eyes for the first time ever. What's in store for them? Yeah. Because, you know, this could be a little jarring, right? There's a lot of stuff going on over here.
Absolutely. So zombies can be pretty intimidating. And we know that there might be a lot of players who might only play Modern Warfare, or DMZ, or Warzone. So we've built this mode to make sure that they can have success and have fun, and then also support our veteran audience. So, and a brand new map. We'll talk about that more later. But here, for this mode, we've broken it down into 3 tiers of difficulty. So you're going to infill on the outer edges, and this is kind of like lower level difficulty. And new players can really hang out here for the duration of a match and have a great time. But our advanced players are going to want to try to get into the center of that map as soon as possible.
يعني هاي اللي مبينه، هاي هنا الخطورة. هذا يقول إذا اللاعب يريد بس تمشي ويقتل هذا الأصفر وما أدري شنو يمك. إذا لا والله تروح يعني تقاتل وما أدري شنو وتدرعم، الأحمر موجود ودرعم براحتك.
Let's look at the flip side of that one though, right? Because we talked about the new players, how we get those folks into the game and have them playing something outside of their comfort zone, so to speak. But one thing that we know is that there are core Zombies fans that love this experience, live and breathe it. So what do you have for them?
Yeah, absolutely. When you talk about that fusion, and like Kevin said, the experimentation was, well, how do you bring all those core zombie Treyarch features into this new world? And we've done just that. You can see we've got the mystery box. We've got wall buys. We've got the pack-a-punch, the pat machine. All of these things are spread out across this ginormous map. And as you go in, it's up to you. Where do you want to buy them? How do you want to accumulate your arsenal and your loadout? How do you want to tackle this world? But those zombies features are super key to making this feel fresh and really an evolution of that sort of open world feel as you get more powerful. And again, it's fused with the Modern Warfare DMZ feeling as well as buy stations as well, using the score streaks.
Features that you recognize if from experiences in other modes.
100%, which you may not have had in other zombies. So that's where we've married them together in interesting ways. But
it's awesome.
The most important core feature, of course.
It's a sweet new feature, folks.
What?
Is our cereal.
Cereal.
You can't find this in the map. I wish you could. Yeah. It's actually delicious, though.
Yeah, it's here at Call of Duty Next. It has some awesome features. It's got a UV light. It's
outrageous.
Taking a box of those.
Oh, yeah, I've stolen them.
I mean, a crate. I'm not talking about a single box. I'm talking about a single crate. Oh, wow. What came off the truck? You know?
Wow. And shout out to Off Limits Cereal for making this with the box bespoke for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. And it's a woman-owned business, which is dope.
Awesome. And it goes in the dark. Bang.
Yeah. So I would be remiss to not hit on one of the really core features for our Zombies players. And that's the Wonder Weapon, guys.
Yes.
I need to know.
Yeah, so of course we have the Wonder Weapon, and it has been custom made again for this open world experience. It is the Scorcher.
Oh my word.
I'm gonna let you just look at it for a second.
That first raise.
Yes.
That thing is huge.
It's absolutely amazing. So the Scorcher again is built for demolishing the highest density of zombies you've ever seen.
The hordes.
Oh yes, the
melt hordes.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, it's got an alt fire that launches you into the air so that you can use it to engage. If you want to jump into a horde, if you want to get away from the horde of zombies, if you want to jump on a building or over a building, like it's really
you can like rocket jump with it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's once you get into like basically the flow state of using it and it's in your arsenal.
There's no limit.
Chef's kiss.
Okay.
Chef's kiss. Wonder
Weapon. You're like, I'm
Scorcher. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
And part of what makes Zombies so special, especially with this new open world field, is the replayability. Is this? It's not a one and done game mode. So how is Modern Warfare 3 Zombies gonna push that forward and take the next step in terms of what keeps players coming back for more every time?
Yeah. So this is a really kind of replayable mode. It's an extraction exfil mode, right? So you're trying to get deeper and deeper into the map, and at first you're not going to be that successful. You're going to have to play a lot over and over, gain mastery, try to take things out, make sure you successfully exfil so you can come back in the next time hit the ground running with the right stuff.
Yeah. And when you talked to me, we mentioned it before, we saw Zakayev yeet the vial in the cinematic. That has created the incursion zone, that super hot area we saw a little bit of on the TAC map. Can you talk to me about how the storm will play into the map, what that vial did, and what the gameplay, repercussions are going to be for the player there.
Yeah, so this thing is in the map, and it's the source. It's spreading the dark aethers. So it will always be there in the map. It's going to dictate this time limit. At 45 minutes, it's going to start growing and completely consuming the map, and that's where you need to get out. And it gets really, intense.
So it's a total 1 hour
session
limit. Yeah, 1 hour session. Again, those 24 players.
It goes back to getting in, again, player pacing. You want to stay on the outer edges, awesome. You want to challenge yourself, go into medium and high threat, but the Aether Storm waits for no one, and it will come. And it will make the zombies harder. Yeah. And that's part of the challenge and fun is, are we going into the storm to cleanse it? Yeah. Are we avoiding it?
What are we going to find in there?
Are we getting the hell out of Dodge?
What are we
doing here?
حلو يعني باختصار هذا الزون هذا يعني مو لل شو اسمه يعني كل انت ما توصل له لانه وضعية تعبانة ما توصل له كل شيء وقوي الزومبي تعرف تدسلك شو اسمه من الحين وضعية تعبانة.
Gearing up, getting that loot, collecting the right things that we need to have a successful infill. But one of the most exciting things about that is how weapons will carry over from match to match.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with DMZ, we have contraband weapons, so everything you're finding in the match you can take out and bring it with you.
Item persistence.
Yes,
yeah.
we have insurance slots, but we've really taken that to the next level with all the zombies upgrades. So, in the past, you've had to do all that just in-game and you lose it. Now, all of those things have been formed into a consumable version called acquisitions. So things like Pack-a-Punch, weapon rarity, ammo mods, wonder weapons. Yeah. All of those things you can find in the match, and you can decide to use them then, or you can take them out and just start the next match, load up, Pack-a-Punch, drink 4 perks immediately, and now you're good to go. Like, you're going all the way into the high threat.
Straight into the red zone, juiced up on perks, right?
Yeah. Quite a difference, right? But what was the, I guess, like, inspiration? Was it just, hey, let's just try something creative, different, fun, do what Zombies has always done and push the bar?
Yeah, it's just like introducing this different kind of pressure with the time limit, but then now giving players this additional ability to bring things in is huge.
Yeah, it's part of that. How do you ease new players and seasons players, right? It kind of relates to rounds. If you're familiar from that, is like when you get into the higher zones and you have more of that arsenal, that's for those seasons players. They're going to feel it and they're going to want that.
طبعا اتوقع حرجون بالاسئله لان يقول انت شلون يعني اللاعبين الجدد يعني انت او اللاعبين شلون تخلي دائما يلعب يقول والله ياخذ اسلحه ويطلع برا وبعدين يرجع يدخل الماب الحمراء شنو هاي؟
Those secrets, those Easter eggs are out there lurking in the world. But of all the secrets, again, I'm going to pressure you.
Keep going back to the well here, Steph.
What can you tell us? What should we be looking out for?
I can't get into all of the secrets. I want to, but the team would kill me. There's a lot in there. But
we want people to find them.
We do want them to find them, but we have, again, taken advantage of this map. There's a lot there on day one for Discover. We love watching the community find these things. That is part of the fun. So we don't want to spoil any of it, but there's a lot in there, and we're already planning some fun stuff to come later as well.
Well,
so
look,
more coming.
You're not getting it out of us.
You know what? Steph might be trying to dig deep. I will never do that. Ever in a million years. But what can you guys tell me about the monsters? What do you tell us about all the monsters that we have coming up here? Because there seems like there's some wild ones that are going to be available for players to fight against.
We have a full gambit. It starts with just our zombies. We have more zombies than we've ever seen before in one space. They completely fill up this map. Anywhere you go, there's going to be danger. But then we have all of our other awesome enemies. So Hellhound, our Mimic, who can disguise himself as a cache in the map, so you have to be careful. The Disciple, he buffs.
That was me this morning.
Just waking up.
Free coffee.
Buffing zombies and life draining. The Mangler with his cannon and ranged attacks. So just all sorts of threats. But the Mega Abomination, he's about 3 times bigger than we last saw him.
Yeah, because he needed to be bigger.
He's now grown some crawlers under his stomach.
The dingle dangles.
He can't fit in buildings anymore. He's so big. So he needs those guys to go inside.
Get you in the buildings.
But this is when you talk about like that opportunity of open world is, okay, you think you're going to be safe. I'm going to run inside. No, absolutely not. The Abomination will send in these little creatures and they will try to explode and flush you out. So really, it's, do you want to die by the lasers outside or do you want to die by these zombie explosions? Again, it's up to you.
Your choice.
It's your choice.
Choose your own adventure.
That's right.
But perhaps more terrifying than monsters even
for the first time. There are humans in zombies as well.
The real enemies all along.
So this enemy PMC group is in the world.
That's another, you know, again, important to the story when you go back to Sakayev and this Terminus Outcomes PMC group. They're his muscle that he's hired. They found that Ethereum. They want more in true sort of bad guy fashion, and they are across the map. So for the first time, you're going to be able to, if you want, fight these AI. There's a gameplay loop tied to them where there's a progression on that side, and you can run into them. You can avoid them if you want. If you just want to chill out and shoot zombies all day, that's great. You want to mix it, that's cool. Or the coolest thing is to take a horde of zombies, and Kevin loves to say it's like a hornet's nest, which it is you shoot a few, you get a big horde of them.
They're upset.
And you basically train them right into the human
Oh, that's
AI.
cool. Okay.
حلوة
it's
هاي
basically
الفقرة.
the zombies
بقى
are
هنا
third
مثل
party.
المستوطنات اللي
It was
واخذين هذا
awesome. So
الاثيريوم يريدون
100%
بعد.
team zombies,
فانت
and just,
تقدر
you just
شو
kind of
اسمه شو
sneak by
تسوي؟
as they're causing all the carnage, so you can loot, get what you need, and get out.
تقدر
But
تجيب الزومبي
it's-
يعني
it's
خليهم
really
يحبون وراك
just-
وتجي لهذا
I can't
المكان
express the moment when
ويصير
you
قتال.
unleash your own zombie horde on the human AI. It's really satisfying.
Awesome. I can't wait. Well, you guys saw it after the Zombies trailer earlier, but in a couple of minutes, Lottie's going to give you all the details on the Soul Harvester weapon blueprint. Stay tuned. That thing is absolutely absurd. It's 100% something that you're going to want to see in Zombies day one. But I have some other news. We got a little taste of that big map that you guys keep talking about. I am excited to announce that the big map you saw here teased in Modern Warfare Zombies was actually your very first look at the brand new map coming to Warzone. We're deep diving into Battle Royale coming next.
Oh boy, it's going to be
tuned.
Awesome stuff. Firstly, Kevin, Miles, I want to thank you guys so much for your time. Your passion is infectious. Your love for this is truly inspirational, and I'm excited to try it out.
I wish we could stay and talk about it.
Yes. I think we could
draw your self-portrait. Kevin drew some lovely Zombies artwork
I
today.
think we could talk about this all
We'll be
day.
debuting later.
It's going to be awesome. I'm sure everyone's so
Thanks for
excited to
having us.
jump into Zombies. Yeah, and thank you guys so much for sharing that love for this. And that, of course, wraps up our Modern Warfare Zombies portion of this show here. But next up, it's Warzone with live Warzone gameplay and new map details are going to be coming your way. But first, a quick word from our sponsors.
هو السبونسر
Call of Duty
معود.
Next, brought to you by
والله يعني
HyperX,
جزعني
the
من
official
السبونسر.
peripheral partner of Call of Duty. We're all gamers. TCL. Play like a pro on the big screen with TCL Q-Class QLED TVs, up to 98 inches. Movement, the official timekeeper of Modern Warfare 3. Go to mvmt.com/COD to see the limited edition watch collab. Backbone, level up your play with Backbone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And Lovesack. Lovesack Stealth Tech is a proud partner of Call of Duty Next, bringing unparalleled immersive surround sound to your at-home gaming experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, welcome back to Call of Duty Next. Zombies! Where do we even start? Oh my God! I mean, it's what? We've got the spiritual successor to Outbreak from Cold War. We've got everything we know and love about zombies, and a big old look at what they called the big map. Did you notice at home when you saw that screen grab? Oh, that's a big map. That's the sort of map I could see 100-something players jumping into and fighting until the very last man or woman standing. Guys, zombies. Let's get into it. The ray gun on desk right now obviously is very, very appropriate. It looks sick. It looks fun. I mean, I cannot wait, frankly.
I think the big thing is that it's almost like a gateway for others who have never played Zombies before. It's Warzone type of style. You have also Ether, waves of Ether coming in that make your life a lot harder, as if Zombies wasn't hard enough. But just, there is something for everybody in this Zombies game. It's so fun. I actually, could see a couple of the pro players in the CDL reacting to zombies and being like, hold on a second, are we going to play?
Our good buddy Simp is already tweeting about it, saying zombies look sick. It does look sick, Simp. You're absolutely right. But Ali, I mean, this is like, we're going to pull up as a squad. We're going to have our own whip. All of our skins are involved. We can enjoy the cinematic story moments, and then we can get absolutely into the action and play around with the zombies.
Absolutely, Miles. I know that you're going to be on the outskirts for a hot minute. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Slow.
Yeah, don't worry. Me and Ant will take all of the really difficult hordes as we head towards the center. It kind of gives me, because I played a lot of Outbreak, so I am kind of curious as to, like, they talk about the 3 different levels. Like, how serious are we talking about the jump between those levels? You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited to jump in.
Well, what I found like really interesting was was the way that you can exfil with weapons and bring them back later on, right? Because like we can have strategies like you can get all the perks, I'll get a crazy weapon, Ali gets another crazy weapon, and then we come back in and instantly go to the hot zone. So Zombies looks amazing, man. And those monsters were terrifying. We heard the devs so passionate talking about how insane the zombies are going to be in this game, and that's what I get most excited about. I just want to see that whole horde come towards me. I want to have that crazy scorcher, light them all up, and get to the action right away. But they have those layers for everybody. If you're new to Zombies, you can just stay on the outside, loot up, and take your time. So a bunch of different elements to this year's Zombies, and I'm super excited to get in there.
Certainly are tons of elements to be excited for, and we're also so excited to announce the Soul Harvester Tracer Weapon Blueprint for the Modern Warfare 3 Vault Edition. This gun is stunning. It will be available starting October 17th in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone to anyone who pre-orders the Vault Edition, and comes to Modern Warfare 3 on launch day, November 10th, folks. Make sure that's in your calendars. You're going to want to run this blueprint, I promise you, when the Haunting launches, because in addition to the tracers and custom death effects, it will help you collect souls faster in a special upcoming event. Stay tuned. And you can turn those souls in for rewards as well. So when Modern Warfare launches, the blueprint is going to come with the dead wire ammo mod that lets you electrify undead hordes.
You mean to tell me there is an actual weapon that can fetch me their souls? I just wanted to get it out on broadcast. Sorry, guys.
It in, didn't he?
Plenty, though. Still coming up later today. COD Next doesn't finish just yet. We've got a day of Call of Duty action ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. Immediately following Next, we will be Code Bowl 4, presented by USAA. Join the top Call of Duty streamers and military esports teams as they compete for the coveted Code Bowl trophy, which has actually been in space, funny enough. 100% of the net proceeds from today's tournament will go toward placing more veterans into high-quality jobs. Now, we have a lot of Call of Duty fans. We've actually got a short message from someone who wants to say a very, very quick hello to all of you.
من يريد يعطينا مسج؟ منو بالله؟
¿Qué rollo plebada? Pura Modern Warfare 3 y pura WP. Se viene algo chingón.
منو هذا؟ بولما.
Peso Pluma, thank you very much.
Thank you ever so much. I mean, pretty cool actually, isn't it? I love how many people are so interested, obviously, in Modern Warfare 3. I mean, who wouldn't be?
Now with a tease of something to come. Lottie, what's that all about, mate?
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, welcome to the TCL Power Hour. During this next hour, we will have our streamers try to complete a series of challenges while in the middle of Battle Royale. Now, there are 9 challenges, and with them come 9 opportunities for you, the viewer, to have a chance to win a 65-inch TCL TV. Now, look at these, okay? We need to talk quickly about how these potentially might go down. Did you catch a glimpse of any of those challenges? What are we thinking?
Yeah. I instantly saw the one where you have to get, I think, like a double elimination with a drivable train.
Oh, what? Yeah, wait.
A drivable train?
One more time so the people out there.
You have to get a double elimination with a drivable
What is that?
Hold on.
It's a train you could drive, guys. More on that later. But we did this last year. It's a lot of fun. So when our streamers are involved in that big old game of Warzone, we're going to be keeping an eye on these challenges. And if we do manage to complete that big card of Mania, you might have a chance to very exciting.
Yes, and during this next hour, to enter for a chance to win, you need to submit a tweet using the hashtags #CodNext and #TCLXCOD sweepstakes. For each challenge completed by our streamers during the TCL Power Hour, a winner will be randomly selected from all eligible entries received for a total of up to 9 winners, folks. We'll be keeping you guys updated on completed challenges as we see them come in, but we also do ask that you help us out as well. So take a screenshot of a challenge being completed and tweet them to #CodNext and #TCLXCOD sweepstakes.
Well, with that, very, very excited. But with that, our time has come. We're now going to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and then it's back over to Golden Boy and Stephanie at the desk with a very, very special guest, Raven. And then it's time for Warzone. Don't go too far.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3. NVIDIA GeForce. Level up your Modern Warfare 3 PC experience with performance multiplying DLSS3 and latency reducing reflex. Herman Miller M-Body gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Welcome back, everyone, to Call of Duty Next, and it's now time to talk about something I know all of you people at home are excited to talk about. It's Warzone, and what we should all expect in the next chapter as we go into Modern Warfare 3. At the desk, we're now joined by Ted Timmons. He's the Senior Creative Director at Raven Software. Ted, it is a pleasure to have you here, my friend. How you feeling, man?
This is something else. I can't wait to show you what Ravens.
250 players, you know, it's kind of big.
It's something, yeah.
just a couple close friends.
Yeah, I mean, we
dropping by,
couple homies,
playing some games,
have a cup
around.
of tea.
Yeah, a cup of tea.
You know, do our thing.
I could actually go for a good cuppa now that I actually think about it.
We're in the right place. We'll offline.
Yeah, we definitely are. But yeah, we're really excited to have you and talk all things Warzone because I know everyone's chomping at the bit to get this information.
They are, and we teased it a bit earlier. There's a new map coming to Warzone later this year, I'm happy to say. But Ted, tell us where we're headed.
Ready? Welcome to Urzikstan.
Urzikstan, يا أهلا وسهلا.
Where the Middle East.
Take a look. Here's
بالشرق الأوسط حلو.
Urzikstan. We've been waiting. We've been sort of hinting.
المكان مال
all day long, a
فرح.
little bit for the last week. It's of course got 11 unique POIs here.
POIs, all seamlessly integrated. Brand new map, full of wonderful nostalgia that we'll dive into as well when we play.
And you mentioned this is where the Middle East, Europe, a little bit Eastern Europe. And Urzikstan will, of course, be familiar to many Modern Warfare players as a central location from the campaign, of course, where Farah is from.
Yes. This is my personal favorite point of interest, Zaravan City. Okay. You've got the huge construction site with the crane that's got an ascender. If you look carefully, you might see a zip line or two, which we'll talk about.
Oh, zip line, you say.
I saw that, and that definitely caught my eye. But any opportunity to also be in more lush environments with that industrial spin, I kind of like the Sorokin Industrial as well.
This is on the northern side of the map. Again, when we think about something like Warzone, you need those industrial districts. We got pop-off power. I made a joke yesterday with our creators that they'll be popping off here. I'm sure later today. Yeah,
that's going to be a thing.
That's
wonderful point of interest. This is Shahamana. Again, like really built around that kind of close quarters combat that we want our players to experience.
Awesome interiors here. I've had some really fun close quarter engagements here.
Lowtown.
Lowtown.
Where the rats are going to be hanging out. Here in Old Town, these are next to each other. There's a train line running through it. This is sort of in the centralized area of the map, so we expect this to be a hot drop.
Yeah, Old Town, Lowtown, put nearby one another. Of course, we've got this beautiful ruined architecture, sort of a bit of those touches across the map here. And
of military base. I'm hearing this is your favorite.
My personal favorite. I love a military base. Way back in Verdansk, you can find me at the military base, and so these bunkers speak to me.
Well, what's sticking out to me, looking at all of these different locations, is density. There's a lot in between different buildings, different locations. It really feels like there's going to be some fun opportunities to get some good fights in.
Yeah, it was one of our focus points, and I love this vista shot of the map, but it was genuinely one of our focus points was to say, how can we make a more dense map where it feels like, in terms of like rotation opportunities, the regain, that there's always some way like you can go and kind of call home. So glad that's coming out.
And we touch on, I think what's really interesting is you and I have talked, Warzone has been here for a number of years now. We've had a lot of opportunities to take those experiences, and it feels like you guys have really worked to apply those experiences to this map.
Yes. It's one of those things where when we start to talk about the game, we always reflect on, the many, many years of Warzone now, what our players have loved. So I think when players play, and you'll see this very shortly, there's little bits of every map that we've had to date, but at the same time, it has like a freshness to it. Like when we think about new maps, it has to have a newness at the very same time. So they're dropping in. This is it.
They're dropping in. This is the very first time you are seeing live gameplay from Urzikstan.
Who better than Dr. Robo to take a look at it, because he's going to pop a few heads from across the map too. So I mean, he's even trying to do it.
I mean, they're warming up, but I've seen him crush with Shotty Sin and MP, so I have faith.
رجعوا للطوة يعني اللي يصير سلاح هو عليه احمر وهاي حتى
especially that we got ourselves a little bit of a fight happening here, so I think Lupo does manage to get the better, and just again it feels so fluid. And I think one of the points that is really sticking to me here is also just on that movement front as well, right?
And so tell us, Ted, Warzone shares the same foundations of Modern Warfare 3. Raven worked really closely with Sledgehammer to make sure all of those gameplay features that we covered in multiplayer earlier today are aligned with Battle Royale. Can you take us through that a little bit?
Yeah, as you mentioned, we've been working with Sledgehammer all year. They've been a great partner because we know when we make something like a big Battle Royale map, we need that movement to feel fluid. We need the traversal mechanics, the mantling. Everything needs to work well and seamlessly.
Yeah, and again, it's the classic Call of Duty feel, right? You're obviously going to be getting that here, but to see that, I guess would the word be parody? I guess I'm thinking of just basically seeing how
continuity.
Continuity is a way better word.
It's experience it with synergy across all the modes.
Synergy. I love it.
I love that.
I love that we managed to fit synergy.
And at the same time, we saw earlier on from Greg and the team that they increased their health to 150 to actually match Warzone. So not only is there a synergy with movement, there's also a synergy with the gameplay itself.
But that has to be pretty awesome for you as well, having been involved in Warzone for so long, and the amount of love and passion you have for it. To see hey, when players load into the game, the experience is going to be the same. So try it out, right? The water's warm.
Yeah, move around. We saw zombies. We saw, now with Warzone, we really want our players to move between all these different experiences.
This is one of my favorite weapons that I can pick up in the map right now. I love the scope on it.
Yeah.
I hope Dr. Lupo likes it as much as I
let's
do.
see. I mean, I expect a lot of people to today. Oh, they're up in the crane.
They're in the crane.
Let's go.
Okay, so Ted, the crane has a vertical ascender for you to get all the way up there.
Because it's such a good redeploy mechanic. You can literally use the map to
الحركة السريعة تخليك توخر عن طاقات تخليك توخر عن شيء.
Go to wherever you need to go.
So he's just equipped a Guardian.
Yes.
Guardian, we talked a little about in MP. I said I'd talk about it more in Battle Royale because I think this is something we're going to see a lot of today. This is a new kill streak. Can you tell us a little bit more about how it's going to play out in VR?
It's I mean, I don't want to critique that gameplay there, but maybe, just maybe if he'd put it down, that could have been the area of denial that he actually needed to win that encounter. So it's very much about if you're being pushed or if you want to defend an area, get that Guardian down. To keep you safe effectively.
Yeah, so again, it's not eliminating any players, but it's that stun effect that it's having on players.
Look where he is now.
The gulag. and is that a fully kitted out gun as well?
So this one's not. This is actually just I think it's a normal AR. But what's interesting about the gulag is we've gone back to this 3-lane experience that we've had.
So this is the brand new gulag, simplified. It's 3 lanes.
He'll be kicking himself out.
But it's got a little treat in the middle there that we didn't see. We might see it later. Can you tell us what we can expect?
So with this group of players, they are so good at this game. So we'll have to see if the gulag lasts that length of time. But for anyone at home, in previous Warzones, we've had a capture point, which was the overtime mechanic. But this time around, it's an ascender, and a rope drops down from above, and you can ascend and get out.
So it's kind of like, I'm a big pro wrestling guy, so it's kind of like escaping Hell in a Cell or something like that, right?
That may have been some of the inspiration.
Okay, I'm all about that, baby. That makes me very, very, very happy. But as we continue to see these players just run around, they're being hunted currently, so we got a bounty up right now.
Yeah. So what I love about the bounty that we've updated is when they complete the bounty, they'll actually get 1 UAV ping, which is a new mechanic that we've added for the bounty this time around.
Okay.
And so this was a bounty that you brought back from Warzone originally.
I didn't see if it was the big game bounty.
If I was talking about big game bounty, I assumed this
segue.
was big game bounty. Can you talk to us a little bit about that contract, which is new?
Yeah, the big game bounty was a fan favorite going back to the 3rd year of Warzone. And it's something that this group in particular, like the really high skill player, I don't know why they love it because it effectively marks the highest kill player in the game. But it's great for content. It's got a great reward with the advanced UAV. So yeah, really happy.
We want to be recognized for our hard work in game.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I'm never going to get marked, so I'm cool. I love the contract. I'm
Same
safe.
here. I'm good.
Safe. Yeah.
I'm vibing, baby.
It marks the player with the most kills.
Most kills in the match, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if you complete it, you get that advanced UAV.
The advanced UAV, which is super powerful, great for the end game. Yeah.
Actually, now as the game continues to play out here, and our competitors kind of get the lay of the land, I find it to be really refreshing for these players that, you know, they were just toiling around in Modern Warfare 2 maps, you know, old Modern Warfare 2 maps, but now they're going into something fresh and new. Was that like an objective for you guys with this map, to make it feel just fresh, to make it feel like you're jumping into this with a new pair of eyes?
So whenever we think about a map, you have to think about both the map and the gameplay. Like they're so intrinsically linked. So hopefully a little bit later on, we'll see some of the gameplay that we kind of hinted at. I saw the team beforehand hinted at the drivable train. Haven't yet seen if a team landed on that. But that's the newness, you know, it's the new map plus the new gameplay, and those things combined will yield today's experience that everyone's playing.
Yeah, and also feels like a lot of quality of life features, right? And also some great gameplay features that have been introduced into this that I'm also looking forward to, because traversal, the big thing in BRs, you got to be able to rotate effectively. If not, you're going to get wiped out to the circle.
Seeing one right here,
And
actually. I see a zip line off in the distance. We're going to get a better look at them here.
Better.
This is the crane we were talking about earlier, so that's the vertical.
So you can go up.
Yep.
Okay.
But for the first time, in
You can
addition to going up.
redeploy drones.
Oh,
the
that's
map
cool.
launches. We're bringing those across from Al Mazrah. But then, here's the new news.
The new.
I was going to ask when we were going to get horizontal zip lines.
Yeah, so I mean, we were so happy to bring these into the map. It really fits the POIs and the layout of the land.
Yeah.
But also, you know, this group here, they're going to use them to push another team.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas for a lot of our players, they might use it to move away or evade a team. So it's got dual purpose. I'm sure we'll have encounters where they meet each other.
On the zip
What happens when two players on a zip line?
They go past.
They go past each other. Okay,
but you can use your AR. So.
But I mean, like, you should shoot.
Yeah. You could duel like an old British horse.
You can do like 10 paces, turn around, zip, and then just go and try and see if you can take each other out.
It's content.
No, that is really cool.
Especially over water, we saw them sort of between the higher buildings. We're going to have them across the water. I think in terms of getting across this map, can you tell us anything about this map in terms of size, sort of what to expect for folks at home who aren't going to maybe get a sense of it from everybody today?
What we did was, obviously, we always look at like the latest map. So we look at, you know, Caldera and Al Mazrah. So it's closer in size to Caldera, a little bit smaller than
Slightly
Al Mazrah,
smaller than Al Mazrah.
but it's more dense. So it should feel like, in terms of land space and mass, it should still feel very familiar.
And so when you say dense, we mean to less open spaces
more
between
packed.
points of interest, of course.
And I'm even seeing it here. Like, there are some wide open spots where snipers can have a great time, but there's so much like urban, dense environments.
Yeah.
Has there been some like really cool play tests where everyone's just like scrapping it out in these like wild locations, close quarters?
Like I mentioned, you know, when we look at Low Town and Old Town, they're kind of like the rattier places. But, you know, again, we'll talk about some of those gameplay mechanics that we've added to improve that. It has the train line that runs straight through it.
Okay.
So you'll be in Low Town, maybe just like getting into it with another team, and then another team just comes steaming through,
rolls up
literally on the train, and potentially pushes the team through the POI.
And Old Town and Low Town, of course, are on that central landmass. And here's the train.
Speaking
of the train that stops in Old Town.
Yes, yeah.
Ted, tell us about this. I feel like everybody downstairs is...
They saw the handbrake yesterday and were like, wait, what? There's a handbrake on the caboose? So if anyone at home doesn't know, the rear carriage is called a caboose. We've got the UAV tower, the buy station.
On the train.
On the
UAV
train.
and buy station on the train.
And if you push the driver's carriage, you can go forward, backward, you can stop. But the nuance that these players will find out today is you're in the driver's carriage, you're driving, happy days, you know, you're the conductor. But if a team jumps on the back and throws that handbrake, you're going to have to go and engage.
That's cool. Okay, I didn't know that.
Get in a war switching.
Yes,
on and off.
no, the handbrake controls it.
Controls all of it. So that's the
so
massive
you have to
control.
go back.
So there's almost like a decision you have to make of like, well, do I...
اوكي ليش قطع الصوت؟ الو مدير يا طبعا ما عندهم شباب الو.
And we were like, hang on, we're here.
We're all here.
we're here. So that can only mean one thing, yeah. So it's a great like realization moment.
Your detective work gets
You're literally doing a head count. How many people
say present?
Yeah.
We're seeing some super fluid movement here. We just saw them kind of parachute from building to building. They're on the move. I think they're getting to a buy station up here maybe pick up some gear. And Ted, which POI is this?
So they're just above Zaravan City, sort of in the old town, lower old town area. Again, I love the style and the theme. Like this has that kind of Al Mazrah like feel to it.
Yes. And of course, fictionally, in the Great Modern Warfare universe, Urzikstan shares a border with Al Mazrah. It does. Yeah.
Okay. I just love how deep into the lore you are.
I am a lore head.
Yeah, I'm a lore head too, so it makes me very happy to see another fellow lore head here.
When I watch these guys behind us, our awesome creators and community making the story, making their content about the storyline and the narrative, I love it. I'm so excited. And Ted, you always say, they're the storytellers, and you guys are providing them those raw materials to create. And I
we
love
refer
that.
to it as the canvas for them to paint on. It sounds corny, but those are the kind of things that we think about when we think about the types of map and gameplay we want to create. And if you look carefully, I've seen it happen a couple of times already. We have unsuppressed red dots that now show up on the minimap.
Okay.
Yes, the classic minimap
behavior
will behave the same way in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer as it will in Warzone. So that unsuppressed fire, visible.
How has that added to the game?
When you think of something like a big map beyond Battle Royale, it's really important that you know where engagements are happening.
Yes.
For a lot of players, it could be they want to avoid that area, or for other players, they want to move. Did we get?
Personal favorite, I believe this is the cash gulag.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
We love the money.
Well, let's see
Pick
how
up
this
as much
works
as you
out.
can. Let's see if the Ascender comes down. Let's see if they push, or they're pushing.
I don't know if they're even going to have an opportunity
5
for it.
seconds.
He's gonna...
Oh, that's good.
Oh, so
very
now that we see
stress in her face.
She's like, I got,
now that we see the gulag, and of course, shout out to Chica for the clutch there. What are some things that we should be expecting for the gulag, because that was different.
That was different than what we saw before, Alex.
Yeah.
In fact, we got some video.
Here we go.
This is the OG gulag. This is what we're going to be playing most of the time in the 3 lanes. But Ted, for the first time, there might be some other gulags.
Yes, so maybe right on cue, we'll see the night vision gulag. Look at that,
No
Stephanie.
way.
So this is something that can happen from time to time. It's a chance of it happening. And we have several of these, and I almost don't want to spoil too much.
Yeah.
The
I
cash
actually
one.
like
Yeah, we want to wait
on.
to see.
But and here's the Ascender that we've already mentioned. That if you can get on it and you can get out, you can be shot on the way up. You can be shot from below.
But you can also get off of it and make a play as well.
Yeah, make a play.
That's cool.
So
Okay.
we've seen some really interesting play tests of. I remember one of our designers shared a clip where the other player had jumped on the Ascender. They also got on underneath, shot them on the way up, eliminated them, and then made it themselves.
It's like a little Matrix moment there, you know? You're shooting
and
down.
again, it goes back to the storytellers.
Yeah.
We want our players to tell the story here.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty moments, right?
And we'll wait to see, if we get some of those other gulags that we're talking about. But it's ultimately you bringing the, implementation of the public event into the gulag mechanic. We're showing them off here today. It may not be like that at launch because we're still obviously in the Warzone Alpha build, but we've got some exciting stuff planned.
And our streamers are
dialed in.
There was a tone shift when we went into Warzone in the venue.
They're having a
Feel
good
the
time.
tension where everyone's like, well, here's my opportunity to pop off
They came here
in
to
front
compete.
of the world, in front of their creators. And it is great that these creators, the passion and the time that they put into Warzone, has to feel rewarding for you being a part of a team that has built this system.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, at Raven, we have to cater to so many different player types. When you've got millions and millions and millions of people playing your game, you've got these creators who play 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But equally, we know that we have people who jump on a Sunday with their buddies and just want to have some fun. So we always try and find that sweet spot of our mechanics, where something like the train, anyone can jump on the train and have a fun time with the train. Yeah. But equally, we've made changes, for example.
Ooh, it's happening.
Here we go.
Hit the brake, hit the brake.
Here we go.
Okay, now I hope she turns around the front. Oh, she's getting pushed from behind.
Oh, we've got a lot of action.
Oh no! Oh,
I'm not sure that was the smart play.
No, they were both getting off of it.
okay.
That was smart. That was smart.
Yeah, Noisy Butters was like, guys, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, not worth it. Oh man, that is going to be a sweaty drop.
Yeah, I mean, she was seconds away from pulling the brake there, and that would have just caused complete chaos for the map.
And pretty soon here, we're going to have probably a winner of our first match. So
yeah.
hopefully we get the news.
I mean, they've come here to win. Right?
Yeah, we're jumping around between streams today, and hope you guys are obviously checking out your favorite creators' streams here at COD Next.
Really, really cool stuff. What else, I mean, like, should we be looking forward to here, right? Because I know, like, you guys are doing some creative things with, like, the contracts and different things like that to really get people in the game to move around, interact a bit more, cause some more chaos.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, you know, we started talking about some of our quality of life improvements.
Yes.
And I think one of the biggest cheers we got from this group was that we brought pistols underwater. So if you're swimming underwater, you will always have a pistol.
Nice.
And I did not expect that to be the biggest cheer, but it shows the love that this group and I think our wider community, it's reflective of them too, have for like those small detail touches that just improve the gameplay loop as a whole.
Yeah, quality of life's definitely been top of mind. You know, building this map out, it's as you said, it's something that Raven thinks about. You know, building Warzone from the ground up, and a lot of those quality of life changes that we've even made in the live game in the last year.
Yeah.
Expect them.
Carrying them forward. So everything that you've played and seen, like we've made over 100 quality of life improvements to the Warzone of this year. Everything carries into the Warzone of the year ahead of us. So
yeah. And also,
left behind.
you guys also with some of the movement as well, right? Because I'm noticing like the slides are going a little far.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like
So
yeah.
across the board, like anywhere where we could just tighten it up, and again working with Sledgehammer, we've taken that opportunity.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about that because I said earlier that, you know, Warzone shares the same foundation, that foundational gameplay with Modern Warfare 3, so movement mechanics, all those things. But you've put your own, you know, touch on specific things tuned a little bit more specifically for BR. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about, you know, how some of those perks might work a little bit differently in Warzone specifically versus MP?
Yeah. So on the Warzone side, we felt that this time around was an opportunity to have some unique perks only for Warzone. Because again, it's a big map. We have different player styles, different motivations. So
different experience too.
My personal favorite is Combat Scout.
Okay.
Now, I'm adding that because I like it.
Okay.
That is very much a perk.
I also like it. I am not going to go on the internet for several hours after this.
That's the beauty of perks. Like the perk there should be variety. There should not be an optimized path. It should be that when you jump into the game, you don't know. You're going to be surprised what people have equipped. I expect some of this group will probably equip Shrouded, which is that when you get downed, you will automatically drop a smoke grenade. That adds a really new dimension to it. And then equally, I think another one will be Resolute, which is when you get shot and you take a hit, you move faster to get out of dodge. So.
Oh, that's cool. So good opportunities for, especially for like field, like a wide open field traversal, get shot, get a speed boost, get down, potentially a smoke comes down, your teammate can back you up.
There you go.
That's
really
really
the
cool.
kind of variety that we're looking for.
Yeah, well, I will definitely run with the smoke bomb one because I know that is going to be me.
I'll run the evasion perk.
You'll run the evasion one.
Drop some duos.
It'll be
There's going to be some
super
interesting
fun.
mixes.
Yeah, that's really cool, and it's almost like giving the character, giving the players, like as it's been said time and time again, right, that freedom of choice to be able to get really clever with like how you want to approach that, and it feels like
play style.
Tune that play style. Feels like the
player agency. We want the stories, etc.
Yeah, and we're back in the gulag again.
I see
Oh boy.
some tactical crouching.
Okay.
Preparing for battle.
Will we see the long-rumored Ascender? The mythical. It's going to be a myth by the end. No one's going to believe us that it is actually an Ascender.
Got a Molotov out.
Players are
But
too
she's
good.
picking up that cash, so this is the cash gulag. But we're waiting to
Here
see
we go.
that.
1 second. The ropes come down. Grab it. Oh, she baited them. Oh, well played. Well played.
Baited.
The smile. Yeah, she baited them. Really good there.
I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing too. Just gone straight
It was a
to the
honey pot.
rope.
It was
Yeah.
like, oh, honey. I'm going to grab some honey.
But now she's got that cash, right? So she's got both of her. She's got one teammate down. She can go grab them if they don't get it out of the.
I think she's
if
trying to
get out of the gulag.
oh, someone just actually did a buyback, so she's got to be careful. Yeah, here you go. There's the fight going.
Here we see maybe somebody.
Yep, you can see the unsuppressed red dots on the mini-map as well. Oh, the other teammate's down. Oh, she's pushing. Here we go.
This is ambitious because she's literally. I think. Does she have any help here? I don't think she does.
They're both in the gulag.
Yeah, the gulag of life.
Yeah.
Big dive to get out of there.
Can she make a run to that buy station?
Nikari doing the hard carry here. Butters is back. She's just redeployed.
Yeah.
Very well played. That dive, I've been loving that we have the options of diving and sliding, you know?
Yes.
You can do some really funny things with the dive.
I love it. There's just ground loot. And in fact, maybe we can actually quickly talk about ground loot.
Yeah.
We've brought back weapon rarity.
Okay.
Yes, we will see colored loot.
You just saw it right there. Like she picked up the blue AR. It's one of those things that when you think about the looting gameplay, you need to be able to quickly see like what's that weapon, what's this item, etc. So even from a custom loadout perspective, you know, it's got that pink / magenta tooltip, that card that you can see.
I think they ended up losing both of their teammates there. Hate to see it, but.
So Ted, what are some of the things that we can expect to kind of stay the same here? Like I see buy stations, redeployable buy stations. Are they coming back?
Yes, they'll be there day one. We really see this as a continuation of the current Warzone, and then just leveled up, polished, all new movement, etc. on top.
Got it.
So something that a lot of people in this room care about, that we worked super hard on in current Warzone, and we think is awesome, is the good old Champions Quest.
Oh, the Champions Quest.
We've had some amazing moments in the last year since we introduced it, and it's been really fun for a lot of people. But we want to open that up a little bit. What can you maybe breadcrumb us a little bit for what to expect with where you might take us with Champions Quest in the future?
So Champions Quest is something that we're going to be launching during the first season. So we don't want to reveal. Oh, she's on the horizontal zip line. But I'll try and stay focused. There's so much going on. I saw the train. I was like, oh my god, the train. I want to talk about the train again. But no, Champions Quest. It's been a huge success for us all year long. You know, that ability to nuke the map, the challenge of doing it is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what we want to do for next year's Champions Quest is allow players to steal it from the team who is doing the Champions Quest. You can only steal it once.
Okay.
So it's only once. It's not going to change.
If you see a team is doing it, push them, be the first, take them down. They'll drop the contract, they'll drop the pieces. You can pick it up and try and take it through to the finish.
My goodness, I cannot wait.
All right.
And it gives people more options to get on something like Champions Quest. You know, they're not the only ones who get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Ted and I are going to squad up. We're going to get ours.
Take them down.
Our first time CQ win.
Or potentially lose it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that negativity out there. I'm so sorry. Well, let's actually go ahead and check in on our TCL Power Hour and see how many challenges have been completed thus far for the days. And remember, for each one completed, you have a chance to win a 65-inch TCL TV. All you got to do is enter that hashtag CODNext and hashtag TCLX COD Sweepstakes. Once again, that's TCLX COD Sweepstakes. For each challenge completed during the TCL Power Hour, a winner will be randomly selected from all eligible entries received for a total of up to 9 winners. And thus far, we have 3 of our items picked up here. So it looks like we still. I didn't see which ones it was though. Was it the train? Did we get the train?
I hope so.
I hope we get it.
Can we see the card again?
Yeah. Actually, can we bring it up one more time? I just want to see what we have.
Here we go. We got
the contract. We did get a drivable train elimination.
Yeah, we watched it.
Oh yeah, that was that.
Yeah, the pistol.
For some reason, in my head, I thought it was run someone over with the drivable train.
I honestly did too.
That would be legendary.
If that happened and we don't know, I need to see the highlights. So I'll be busy later.
That would be the first ever. It would actually be kind of cool. But there you see it there. But for now, though, we're actually going to head on over to Miles, Lottie, and Nameless, as well as Alley Cat, for their thoughts on live gameplay for Warzone. What you got for us, guys? What you think?
Choo-choo! All aboard the new train. That's what I'm looking for, friends. I was discussing with this with you guys prior to we got on camera. It was like, are we going to drop train, win the fight, pump the brakes, take the cash, buy our gear, all aboard, next stop? It's going to be an amazing experience. Like, we're going to be able to finish on train. We're going to be able to rotate using the train. Francis Borgia's going to be out there well excited with the camera on his face because of the train. It's a big day for COD.
All right, audience, if you want the freest kill in the game, make sure you go to the train to find Miles.
The freest.
But I do want to say, I was hoping that it was going to be an actual, like, train. Like, you turn the train on and you run somebody over to get out that bingo card. But now I'm seeing EMD, the train track. So I'm guessing you throw the EMD, you can stop the whole train. So forget about the stop and the drive. I'm going to be sitting in a bush next to the train track like, all right, Miles, you want to rotate to another side of the map? Well, you got another thing coming.
Oh, that my train, my precious train. I have to give it a cool name. But yeah, really, really fun. I mean, like we've seen change after change when it comes to Warzone over the years. This one sort of feels, again, like movement's back. Everyone's super excited about that. Guns look really fun. With the increase in health, fights feel a little longer, you know?
That's the big thing, right? It's the quality of life, the presence that the game now has. And do you know what I've absolutely loved about Raven and the team up as well? Is the fact that they have not been afraid to bring things back, to bring things back that the community wants. And I think that is just incredible. They're listening and they care. And that is definitely coming across the screen. So for me, I think, you know, things like the red dots that we're seeing on the map, you know, unsuppressed fire. We're seeing also just small things like the blue plates that are also happening in the HUD. And it's minor things that make such a big difference to, I think, the community that grind Warzone. It is their life, it is their careers. And many of them in this room right now. It's massive, and it's really exciting to see.
Also, the quality of life upgrades. You know, we heard them talking about the unique perks that we're going to have in Warzone. Like the Shrouded is massive, right? You drop a smoke when you get knocked. We already do that in Warzone. We throw a smoke at our teammates. Sometimes you don't have one. Now that it's going to be an actual perk that you can grab, huge. Also, when you start to get shot, you talk about the health now, which is great, having 150 health. Well, now when you get shot, you move faster. So not only do you have that extra health to survive and evade enemies, you also have the faster movement with MW3 that they're bringing, and a perk that even allows you to get faster, because we know there are some players, come from myself, who's a bit more competitive. You like to get, you know, a little bit more aggressive and get in those 1v4 situations. You have the ability to do that, and it's all up to the player, which is great.
There is one more perk which wasn't brought up by Ted, but Irradiated, which has got something to do with how you interact with the gas, but more on that later. Ha ha ha. Like, plenty more cool changes though. I mean, like, we've seen different field upgrades, we've seen different, you know, kill streaks, the Guardian being involved as well. I mean, that's something that I think Black Ops 4 players remember a little differently. This one doesn't kill you though, this just slows you down. It's like a gigantic stun grenade spotlight.
Put it in a doorway, Miles.
Put it in a doorway, but the range on that bad boy is crazy. Look, if that thing's good enough to slow down the Incredible Hulk, it's good enough for COD. That's all I'm saying.
It certainly is indeed. I just got to say that I'm so excited to see how our creators, our streamers, the community react to this, especially when you check the timeline and seeing kind of what the noise is about. And Ali, looking across Warzone right now and the way that Warzone has been pushed forward, not only in terms of the map, and you know, a lot of people talking about Verdansk and how much they miss it, the nostalgia coming forward, I think, from Urzikstan really does kind of give that reminiscence of Verdansk in terms of the way it looks and feels, the openness. We also have moments and places like Superstore, etc. There are drops there for everyone who wants to get a battle in and perform at the highest level.
Yeah, and I think something that's crazy about Warzone specifically is the fact that, like, it's only been a couple of years it's been around, right? And I feel like it's continuously just getting better and small changes are being made for quality of life. And like you said, this does feel very reminiscent of Verdansk, but it has all the great changes like the guns, the blue guns on the ground. And we just saw a UI change, like the gas mask actually being on your face the entire time and you can see it on your screen. I will tell you right now, I'm somebody who has really bad object permanence. I would always forget that I'd have a gas mask. So now that it's like actually on your vision as well, so like it's a great reminder. Just really small things like that that can really change a game.
That's something that I think community members have been asking for, the amount of times players enter gas or whatever. A few more really nice quality of life changes. No matter what your loadout is, you'll see on screen right now, if you're in the water, you have a pistol no matter what. Whatever your loadout is, whether it's 2 primary weapons or you've got a melee, whatever it may be, there is a pistol at the ready when you do go underwater. Same for all the ladders as well. So that element of gameplay, I know. Dude, the first time I had a circle out in the ocean in Al Mazrah, I dropped like a 12 kill spree because no one could get close. I was running around with a gulag pistol and it really worked. That is not the case anymore. Awesome quality of life change, whether it's gas masks, whether it's pistols. We're really just starting to learn our way around this place, and Sledge and the crew at Raven, great job in bringing all that to life.
And you know what? You talked about the gulag there. The gulag looks great.
Oh, right? My God.
I'm a big fan of, I know everybody likes different gulags that we've had throughout the years, but I'm a big fan of, like, let's just get into a gunfight. I see 2 walls in the middle. Let's just get into the gunfight, and better man gets out of the gulag. And we also see that they have the rope, the ascender, where you can just jump on the rope and get on out. A couple different strategies you could employ. Wait for the person to hop in the ascender and just shoot him as he tries to escape. But yeah, man, Warzone this year, it looks phenomenal. It feels like the answer to the call of the community. Everybody's just been wanting faster movement, you know, some of these new perks, and being able to play it your own way. And I think a lot of the creators in here are having a blast getting into this new map.
It's just really fun as well to see different variants of the Gulag, whether it's night operation one where, you come in with an MVG, not that it's going to be that common. The idea that there's a cash Gulag where there's money all over the place. I mean, yeah, I'm one of those players, I know a lot of my friends are, where you see it, you grab it, and that's going to encourage the loot. But there is a massive danger. We just saw one of our streamers leave the Gulag with like 6.5K. That's insane. You can buy the teammate back. That is a game-changing moment. That changes the way Warzone plays. And we want a little bit of random. You don't want us to be that predictable. The one thing you do want to be predictable is how efficiently you can take down your opponents. Yes. And that's been so nice to see. Headshot indicators now, when you see you got a double X on the hit marker, you know you're dealing damage to a head. The limb damage has all been uniformed across the board. So you're going to get a much stronger and more, predictable feel of how my weapon performs, how my attachments perform with that weapon, and how I can employ that to the best of my ability and the best of the situation I'm in. It's just really nice, man. The last thing you're going to be doing is guessing in a game like this.
And I think, exactly, Miles, and I think something that may have went over a lot of people's heads when they were talking about it was the evasion in this version of Warzone is going to be way better than before. We talked about that perk, but also the horizontal zip lines. I mean, that's massive. They've had big upgrades to quality of life in terms of trying to get in fights and evade over the last years. Like we had the PRD where you can go up and redeploy yourself and fly away. I think all those things are going to be coming back, but now you also have the ability to hop in these horizontal zip lines that they've placed throughout the map. So, if you get into a fight that maybe is pretty far out of the circle, you can take your time, finish that fight, and then strategically use those zip lines to get back towards circles. So I think that's something, it just piqued my interest in the way that I like to play the game.
You're talking about evasion as well, and for me, going back to small things like the gas mask, you can now put the gas mask on, toggle it, with tear gas. I mean, there's ways to make sure that you can survive. The survivability is so big. No more wafting in front of the face. The gas mask will go on and you are able to evade enemies and try and counter things that are coming away, because that's all that Warzone's about, right? It's being aggressive, but also countering pushes that are happening from left, right, and center.
I think a big point is like the controlled chaos in Warzone. That was something that always really stood out to me, is like, it's really chaotic. You don't know where the gas is gonna be, where you land changes a lot of the time. The loot that's on the ground is, pretty different most of the time. It's very unpredictable in that sense, but there's those predictabilities of having a horizontal zip line now, like knowing about the rotations. It's those little small things that you can control. And something I really enjoy is the fact that I feel like obviously most people's goal early game is to get your loadout drop, right? But again, with the amount of loot, I feel like there's a lot more loot on the ground as we've been watching gameplay. But again, the gun quality of life, the attachments and stuff, maybe not try prioritizing the loadout so much as getting to a certain stronghold or getting somewhere else on the map.
We're seeing Swag here with the MCR, and that's a single attachment on the weapon, and he's looking fantastic with that thing already. A lot of players have been talking about this. We saw Shotzi, there was a clip on Twitter not too long ago, or X.com, whatever it's called these days, talking about how auto-aim feels like it's been slightly reduced in this game. It's a little harder at certain ranges to land very accurate shots. That's really nice, man. I mean,
حياكم شباب، حياكم الجديدين. خلينا نسوي لايكات شباب، اشتراكات.
Bet you're going to play essentially.
Yeah, and you add that with that movement, I mean, there's going to be a decent skill gap, obviously, right? And I think that's phenomenal. And like you said, we're watching Swag here. These are the guys that we're going to be learning from. These creators that are in here, figuring things out, what's going to be the meta, what people are using. And right now, he's rocking that MCR, and he is beaming. You said he only has one attachment on here. Gonna get knocked, but I mean, that thing is a laser. I mean, he was beaming, though.
He was beaming indeed. And you see him get knocked down, and potentially might do here as well. No, he does manage to get his teammates. He's going to be in the Gulag. But I will say, when you are down, you do also have extra health now as well. There has not only just been health added into in general, but when you are knocked down, there is that, again, survivability. Your teammates can make plays around you.
Well, stop thirsting me.
Yeah, stop. Everyone needs a drink out there in Al Mazrah, but
still gonna do it.
So very thirsty. Out here in Kazakhstan, it's a little different. We got a fun one though. This is Optic Blake going up against Swag in the Gulag.
Who you got?
I got Blake. I got Swag. Come on, Blake.
I think I got Blake.
Come on, Blake.
He's gonna send out.
If it was a sniper, I'd pick Blake.
That's my boy! There it is. That's my boy! You can't ever doubt Blake. Come on.
He had to deal 10 bullets, deal 250 damage there. So you're seeing like full plates when it comes to, like the amount of health and lot. As you said, when you go down, I had the pleasure of downing an opponent in Warzone. I took a sniper rifle to the head. I couldn't thirst them quickly enough. Yeah. So, I mean, this is just going to change the way the game plays. I would love to see any, this is something that more folks out there are going to know, how throwing knives impact. Because we saw that was the absolute way to play Warzone.
Really was the
down
meta.
Players, throwing knife out. Immediately recover that bad boy, get out again.
I hope it's still a one-tap, man. I need it to be a one-tap.
No.
I like that.
That's
just running around. and I'm out. Yeah, we're seeing different areas of the map. You know, they talked about, I think it was Old and Newtown. I think is what it was called. They look absolutely fantastic.
اي نايت فيجن جولاج هاي شباب الجولاج بالليل. صعد بالشو اسمه.
He's gone. That was incredible. That is a solo YOLO champion. That man knows pressure is nothing. Look at that. How fun was that? Dude, the night vision looks good.
Low town.
My boy was out there. All sorts of good fun happening here. And again, look how dense the map is. That is a ton of buildings, though. I mean, you know what I did see, though? Even in the largest of buildings, not a huge amount of stairwells. That was a real pain point for many, many players. Between the horizontal, vertical zip lines, redeployment balloons, you name it. There are so many ways to traverse this colossal landscape.
And you know what else I see, Miles? I see a lot of rooftops. I see a lot of rooftops for those snipers. So even though that like there are denser areas, which might make it slightly more difficult, there's still plenty of opportunities for those crazy clips.
But you know what, Allie? I can just take one of those cranes and I can fly right down to the rooftop. Seems like they have a decent amount of those placed around the map as well. We saw one on this screen right behind them. And, you know, obviously rooftops, there's some campers who like to sit up there, but there's ways that you can get up there and take them out now pretty nicely.
Yeah, and the drones as well. You can also get a drone in the sky and literally take the line right up there and try and get on a rooftop or try and counter a little bit yourself or fly away and evade, which is probably what I would be doing.
So we're still within the TCL Power Hour, looking to see if any more of those sort of the bingo card moments happen. Haven't seen anyone get a breacher drone elimination out.
Oh, come on.
Which is actually crazy because it's, I mean, from our experience, especially multiplayer, very easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all standing, messing with movement. I came in, remember, through the breacher drone, 3-piece, like that thing is crazy.
That was me.
On the
I was also
on
a part
the bingo
of that
card,
obliterated
I
squad.
don't know if you guys saw, but there's also somebody has to get a guardian kill. No, it's a guardian.
Yeah, like an opponent who's affected by the guardian.
Yeah, just kill him, yeah.
Oh, it does it like this might be a juggernaut suit.
Oh yeah.
We are miniguns about.
He's moving fast.
Boy, schmoving. I told you, you'll be schmoving like you've never schmooved before, COD fans, in this game. Everyone's very, you know, nimble on their feet, a lot of twinkle toes, and you can even dress for the occasion and put on even slicker shoes to improve movement, improve speed, strafe speed, how quiet you are, you name it. Dress for the occasion, COD fans.
شنو صارت؟ طبعا انا كلها عندهم جواب. مو يهمني.
It is indeed. I gotta say, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Just in terms of just the style. You know, we heard actually Ted talk about the way that it looks, and it's all kind of part of a bigger picture, looking a little bit like Al Mazrah at times. We also have Verdansk as well coming through, but I think the colors are just in perfect balance, so I think it also looks stunning.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks are like, oh, we want to go back to Verdansk, Well, you're close enough. Urzikstan is the country where Verdansk was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. Are we back? Yeah, we're back. We're totally back.
You're a lawhead as well, aren't you?
I really am. Like, I read all the signs. I mean, I read the bits of paper. I love all this. I really do, mate.
You know what else is interesting? Obviously, like the perks are named a little bit different in this game. How you have your gear and your vest. You're going to be able to find the boots in Warzone, obviously, as well. And that is going to shake things up, right? Because that prolonged slide, obviously, in the multiplayer and the arena gameplay is going to be different. But in Warzone, I mean, you have a lot of different like areas that you have to traverse where that slide could come into play. So I think that that's going to be really interesting when these guys get their hands on it.
As well as the climbing boosts. We haven't actually seen too much of that, but what that does essentially is it speeds up your mantle ability, and you really do move crazy. I mean, Peter Parker will be climbing the side of some of those buildings and terrify you, Ali.
I share the same last name as him. Does that mean I am also Spider-Man?
Ever been bit by a spider?
Possibly.
Well,
maybe you might.
I think we would know by now, Ali.
I also beyond that, I wanted to point out the fact that who we were watching, they just did that play that we were talking about earlier, using the zip line to push a team, while another one kind of like just looks over the rest of the teammates making that push. So nice.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Very nice indeed. Well, that's a nice taste of Warzone. I mean, it's been very cool, very, very exciting. But that's going to be it for the Fireside Chat for now. It's back over to the desk, the Golden Boy, Stephanie.
يلا شباب خلصوا من الورزون يا معودين.
And yeah,
نريد
always great
القصة.
to hear, you know, the greatest minds in Call of Duty esports talking about a brand new Call of Duty game. What a time to be alive, of course, here. But yeah, and there's still so much more to talk about with Warzone stuff.
So much. We've got so much going on. We finally saw Night Vision Gulag. We got an Ascender overtime win. It was the moment that Ted and I have been waiting for. We've been waiting to see this thing in action.
And you guys are calling it, man. The whole time you're like, this has to happen.
Yeah.
This has to happen.
I had my bingo card at the ready. I'm like ready to go.
They're too good. We haven't had a chance to get to the overtime mechanic in the Gulag yet.
It's wild.
It's very exciting. And in total, I'm happy to say Ted, correct me if I'm wrong, 4 different gulags.
Yes. With more to come in the season. So
more to come.
we want to make sure that this is an evolutionary part of Warzone. There's great ideas coming from everyone on the team because they're playing with the public event system, being like, oh, but we could do this and we could do this. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled because it's an exciting new feature for us.
يعني راح تجي بعد جولاج شو اسمه؟ جولاج 4 اكو.
Action here, and you know, one of the things that the chat was talking about, you know, was about quality of life features. We've been really harping on that because it is important, and a lot of the hardcore players care about those things. We actually saw it right there, right on cue.
Yeah.
I swear I did not rehearse that. Tell us about the way the backpack works now.
Yeah, this is a personal favorite of the team and mine. Like we got together and we thought about what do we want the backpack experience to be like for this version of Warzone, and we did like the deepest dive, like literally 3 days. And just all we did was talk about the backpack, and we got an amazing UI team. And we just thought about like one of the frustrations has been that when you pick up ammo, it goes in your backpack, but then if you drop the gun, you drop the ammo, and then you have to pick up the ammo and whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, we should make space to have 5 dedicated ammo slots. So you can carry, I think like, you know, historical Warzone, it was always nice to be the mule.
Yeah.
And like you carry ammo and your buddy goes, hey, you got any sniper ammo? And you're like, oh, sure, I've got some, and you can drop it for them. And like, we just wanted to bring that back. And
you put me out of a job there, man.
But we kept the backpack because for us, the backpack opened up so many new opportunities, like to be able to carry multiple lethals, multiple kill streaks. So it was like, how can we merge everything we've learned from Warzone over the last few years into like one cohesive.
And I think a lot of people are going to be very happy about that, just because, you know, I mean,
ease of management. You don't want to do the inventory management sometimes when you're in combat. You don't have time to stop, pick up your ammo again, and so I think that the backpack experience, you're definitely going to see that that's been refined. But there's some other really interesting tweaks to the UI as well. We obviously added the squad cache widget in the live game, which I think has been really useful. I'm bad at math. I love it. And we're seeing here too, armor plates back to blue. That's a big one for me. I love that.
It's the little things. I think when people get hands-on of this year of Warzone, I hope that they just love like everything, like the whole package that we're bringing for season 1 and day 1.
Yeah. Speaking of
the whole
things coming in season 1, the new package, we're hype for the new map.
Yes.
But we also have a lot to offer, all different types of players. And I'm curious, Ted, if you can tell us what other maps we can expect once Urzikstan launches later this year.
So obviously on launch day, they're going to get the brand new big map experience of Urzikstan. Alongside it, we'll have Vondel. We'll have Ashika. Both have Resurgence. And we'll also have Plunder. Because we know,
I love Plunder.
There is that core group.
I always lose, but I love it.
It's all about that money, Alex.
Yeah, it's
about
clearly
that cash.
getting that money.
Great cash, homie.
No, that is awesome. So more experiences, more different, more variety of ways for people to be able to play Warzone.
So many different players, and they all play for so many different reasons. It was like, what can be the best version of Warzone on day 1? It was like, that's the package.
Awesome. So we got a really interesting preview there of maps and modes coming to Warzone when Season 1 launches later this year. And that includes, as you said, Vondel and Ashika Island staying put for Resurgence, Plunder Day 1, and obviously the new big map in Urzikstan. But Ted, I'm curious, as I'm sure many of the people behind me are here today, Warzone ranked.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, what's up with ranked in Warzone?
So all year long, we've had a great partnership with Treyarch. I think since we launched in Season 3 Reloaded, the feedback has just been incredible. It's been such a great experience to see people jump in.
Of course.
And we know that going into this new year of Warzone, we just want some time to kind of digest that initial feedback and that initial...
Let the map live.
Let it breathe. Let everything breathe,
all the systems, all the things.
Exactly. So we're excited to say that in early 2024, again, working with Treyarch, we're going to bring a brand new ranked experience into Warzone.
Nice.
But apart from that, lips are sealed.
Oh, I was going to try. I was going to try and pull a Stephanie and see what else I could get out.
Maybe at the
I really like to dig
maybe
in
after.
I'm sure a lot of people are over the moon about that.
Yeah.
I was actually catching up with TP yesterday, and he was telling me like how much like ranked Warzone has like helped, you know, to like really give him more things to do in the game, right? Because, you know, when you're a competitive guy, you just like to get sweaty and play some ranked games.
Like my buddies and I, who I play with back home in the UK, like when we play, it's like just that constant. Let's get to gold, let's get to plat, let's get to diamond, and like just push it.
I'm iridescent, so I don't have to deal with that.
I'm actually top 250, but you know,
okay, yeah, we got a couple braggers
yeah.
over here. All right. Me, I'm dying on the train.
Bottom 250.
Packing all my ammo mule. I'm out here with a couple gods, and I'm just getting finessed out in the streets. Hate to see it. No, that is excellent, and I think that for a lot of people who really cherish that hyper-competitive experience, you know, that's around the corner.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff.
I love some rooftop gameplay, and I'm getting a good taste of it here. I think
vibes here.
I referenced your vibes on the broadcast earlier. I don't know if you did it. I said,
back in the good. It's
gulag.
locked and loaded, I think. Is it locked and loaded? I can't tell.
I see one attachment.
Okay, it's not locked and loaded.
Not locked and loaded.
Sad face. It's one of my favorites. So for anyone who doesn't know, locked and loaded is you start with a fully loaded AR, fully loaded SMG, full armor.
Full armor.
Which
So
is
it's
great for regain.
True 1v1, you keep the weapons,
Keep it all,
you
and you
keep
go
the
back into the
armor
map with it.
after if you win the gulag.
Yes.
Absolutely
Yeah.
wild.
Or when you win. Steph.
When you win. Yeah.
Specifically.
Okay, yes, I always win, so I win my ones. It be like that.
That is awesome stuff. But I also, you know, with so much that has been shared, I can't help but feel like maybe there's just one more thing.
There's always one more
Is there
thing.
one more thing? I knew I was on the money with this, Steph. There had to be one more thing.
There's always one more thing.
What do we have?
I am excited to ask Ted, you know, before we let you go, is there anything else we should really know about 2024?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, to have this opportunity.
أي شنو بشكل 2024
Raven and the whole Warzone team.
أي شكل
And I've said it already, you know, our goal is to make 2024 the best year of Warzone. So when we sat down and thought about it, it's like, how do we deliver that to our players? So I'm
We're
really
delivering it to them in an encrypted message.
Yes. So
It's
next
true.
year we'll be adding Fortune's Keep to the Resurgence map.
Fortune's
rotation.
Keep شنو هذا؟
It's back. Fortune's Keep will return in early 2024, but that's not it, Ted. I see something else hiding here.
So the best part of this, by the way, is
Yeah,
no one
sure.
here knows. Okay. So after the
Rebirth
one
Island.
if that wasn't enough, we have Rebirth Island.
Wow.
To satisfy a
Rebirth
dedicated community.
Island back in Call of Duty in the Resurgence rotation, coming later after Fortune's
yeah.
Keep,
So-
later in the year
So
in
early
2024.
next year we'll have
Hello,
Fortune's Keep.
hello,
The
dude.
following we'll have
Hmm?
Rebirth Island, and I'd love to just give such a big shout out to our partners and friends at Homing Studios and Beanox, because without them, those maps would not be possible. So big kudos to those guys.
I am hype. I think the community is hype. We know they have been itching to have their hands on Rebirth Island. And speaking of Rebirth Island, I think we're going to hear some exciting stuff coming up next.
Yeah, I'm over the moon. That seems exciting.
It's a mic drop.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
it really
can't drop
is.
the headset.
I know
That'd
you
be
can't
weird.
drop the mic
Does
because
this flip? Can I flip?
no, we still have one more thing to do. A few more things to do, but oh wow. Well, firstly, you know, I want to thank you for that. But first, before we do anything else, let's actually do one last check-in on the TCL Power Hour. See how many challenges.
يا معود هواي حاجات على التي سي والله خبصت.
We're still at 3. Wait, 4.
4?
Okay.
The buyback on the
the
drivable
buyback on
train.
the train. There is, of course, the buy station on the train, almost like that movable POI.
I'm shocked
So
we
it's
didn't get a breacher drone elimination. That just seemed like a gimme.
Yeah,
you know?
it really
and,
did.
and the big game bounty, you'd have thought like someone here.
Yeah.
No.
But you know what? It's all new gameplay. This is the first time
They're all
everybody's seeing
discovering
this
it for
in
the first
room.
time.
They're learning it for this first time, and so are the folks at home, and so more to come.
Yeah, that's right. Well, of course, we want to thank you all for playing along. And as a reminder, for each challenge completed during the TCL Power Hour, a winner will be randomly selected. So what, I counted 4? I think it was 4
There was
spots.
4, yeah.
So there you go. Look at that there. And that's going to be picked from all eligible entries for a total of up to 9 winners. Now, of course, to enter, make sure you tweet using the hashtags CODNext as well as hashtag TCLXCOD sweepstakes. Once again, TCLX COD sweepstakes. It's very, very important to include that hashtag. Good luck to everyone, and I hope you get yourself an awesome TCL TV. But that, of course, was an amazing first look at Urzikstan and what players can expect from Warzone in the future. Ted, before you go, I just want to thank you so much. You know, what I told Kevin Miles earlier, just that passion, all the devs that have come up here, that passion for what you guys do. It bleeds through in everything and the way you talk about it. So thank you for sharing that love with us,
if I
man.
can say thank you to everyone at Raven Software, every studio that's been contributing this year. We're one big family, and just this is the greatest privilege of my career to be here today with you. So grateful for you as well.
Thank you, Ted. It's awesome.
Yeah, well,
Can't wait to dive in.
We are definitely grateful to have you and all the devs here to talk about this amazing game. It's been such a fun time. But for now, though, let's actually head down to Maven, who's going to put a couple streamers on the spot in the hot and ready seat, presented by Little Caesars. Maven, who you got?
Thank you so much, Alex. I have Sally as a dog. You're going to be the Urzikstan Reaper. I got a feeling. What are you loving so far on the map?
The movement is great. The sniping looked amazing. I didn't love that I lost my gulag, but everything else was great.
What happened in the gulag, Sally? Take me through it.
I got absolutely turned down by Smixy. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It happens to the best of us. But listen, I know you haven't, you've been someone that's grinded a lot of Warzone. You've taken a step back kind of this year, not putting as much time. Is it feeling just a little bit of hands-on? Like, is the grind coming back? Are you going to be carrying myself and Merc on the map?
Yeah, I'm definitely down to carry you and Joe in my backpack. It's large. It's basically a duffel bag anytime, yeah.
So what did you get hands-on with? Did you, outside the gulag, lost a little bit of time with the sniper, a little time with the AR? Like, what were you feeling the best of there? What's Sally as a dog's like go-to repertoire?
So I picked up a sniper, dropped it, regretted it because when I died, I saw Reed Boy just popping heads all over the map. So that's what I'm going to get back on and try. But yeah, really looking to get going, grind this game out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I haven't sniped much as I used to. Like in the past, putting in so much time. Now let's take a look. Oh, listen, he's got great legs too. But the chair, look at this thing. It's a Little Caesars hot seat. You were a little bit worried if you were going to actually be able to sit in it, if you were to fit it. If it had been tested, you asked me. But how's it feel?
It feels comfortable, ergonomic, and stylish all in one, yeah. No, pizza.
You're looking absolutely fantastic. Hey, Sally, it's been amazing. Excited to see what you're going to do this year. You're one of my favorite content creators. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Oh, that was beautiful. Let's get it over to Shift. I believe he's down with Tommy.
Yeah, Maven, I'm not going to lie. You may want Sally to carry you, but there is no better person in the history of Warzone to carry a duo or a trio than this guy right here. Tommy, first day, hands on the game, initial thoughts and reactions. Let me have it.
I'm loving it. The movement, the fluidity of it, the visibility of the game, everything's just so much better, and everything that everyone wanted, I feel.
So, again, you were day one, Warzone OG. You played every map, including all the small things. We heard the teases on Fortune's Keep, Rebirth Island. If you were to tell the people at home, though, like, what does this map most feel like compared to other maps in the previous instances, where would you kind of go to?
I feel like from the amount I've played, it's like a throwback to Verdansk, but with improvements. And the size of the map, there's not many dead areas, I'd say it looks like, from what I've played so far. Obviously, it's a little early to say too much on it, but I'd say it's a little bit of a throwback.
Fair enough. Final points. What are like your biggest overall takeaways, especially from the competitive side? I know there's people wanting to say, let me get into ranked, let me get back up to those statuses again. Where are you feeling the biggest differences, either mechanically or maybe just aesthetically on the map right now?
I mean, from the mechanics we've got so far, I feel like a lot of the competitive players, pro players, they're going to love it. I mean, they're going to find out their own little ways to move and how to improve the movement on the map. But just off the base, it's so much smoother, nicer. You get around the map much quicker, so it's real good.
Fair enough. Tommy, thanks so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the stream. And hey, with that, we're going to go back up to Miles and Lottie to give us their thoughts and, of course, what they saw with Warzone. But before we come back, we also have the Warzone mobile team. But, of course, first, before we jump into all that, a quick word from our sponsors.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by HyperX, the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. We're all gamers. TCL. Play like a pro on the big screen with TCL Q-Class QLED TVs, up to 98 inches. Movement, the official timekeeper of Modern Warfare 3. Go to mvmt.com/COD to see the limited edition Watch collab. Backbone, level up your play with Backbone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And Lovesack. Lovesack Stealth Tech is a proud partner of Call of Duty Next, bringing unparalleled immersive surround sound to your at-home gaming experience.
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next. We have just witnessed a full hour of all good, brand new Warzone action there on Urzikstan and much, much more. I don't know where to begin. We haven't got too much time to get through this one, guys. So, Lottie, you take it away from me. I'm going to put my microphone down.
I certainly will. Do you know what? I'm just thrilled, to be honest. And I'm sure Ted was on the desk watching some of those interviews with anticipation, thinking, how are they going to feel about it? You know, I've told them all this stuff on the desk, but how are they feeling about playing it? And I've got to say the reception has been phenomenal so far. And I think none of us are surprised, to be honest. I think with the quality of life updates, things that have been said for so long with the community and it's come through and it's pulled through for them, of course they're going to be happy. But for me, that is a huge, huge dub. And I love to see that for Warzone.
I mean, Lottie, think about it. If we just had the new movement, people would have been happy. We got a brand spanking new map as well. So many new things. And I really appreciate Ted going up there and explaining all that in such good detail because I learned so much about it. Got to play it for a little bit and it felt absolutely phenomenal. There's so much we're going to learn as well once we get our hands on it. So Warzone seems to be in a fantastic spot, Ellie.
No, really. And I know Golden Boy used the word genuine a lot, and for the devs, especially to feel their passion. I was on Twitter a bit, and let me just say, or X, whatever we're calling it at this point.
Whatever.
But I could feel the excitement from the community seeing it, like genuine, true excitement. And as we heard it in the interviews as well, like to hear it from the creators and pros in Warzone themselves, like it truly looks at its base off of release, like in beta. It's going to be so much fun.
I know, beta's real close as well. I mean, this is the candy shop, and today we are all the kids. Very, very cool stuff. Can't wait. Really can't wait to get into Kazakhstan properly. But we've got plenty of stuff to still get through today. So we've got all sorts of cool goodies to give away. We've got lots of news. And for those of you wondering about how you can play MW3, I want to remind everyone again that early access to the multiplayer beta kicks off tomorrow. That is for PlayStation players. Next week for Xbox and PC players. You've seen a ton of great multiplayer content today. Play that and more over the next week. We've got tons of maps, all sorts of goodies. Get involved. It's going to be an absolute blast. Don't forget to check out the Call of Duty blog for more details.
Tons of details to make sure you're listening up to, including the fact that you guys can purchase and pick up Modern Warfare 3 at GameStop and participating international retailers on November 10th to get a GameStop exclusive collectible steelbook while supplies last. See GameStop and participating international retail web pages for promotional offer details.
Well, we also wanted to mention once again the awesome partnership between Call of Duty and the Hundreds. If you haven't already seen this, very, very cool collaboration here. Hundreds, they've taken, I mean, look, some of the coolest icons throughout Call of Duty. Ghost is in there now. This is a limited edition collab between Hundreds. And you have a chance to win one of these. There are 50 sets available. Follow at Call of Duty on X/Twitter. Tweet hashtag CODNext and hashtag sweepstakes for a chance to win one of 50 sets of the Ghost Bomb collection. So follow the channel. Tweet the hashtags for a chance to win a set of this awesome lineup. I've been downstairs, I've touched them all, and they're all a delight.
They are looking absolutely incredible. I can see some of you guys running those. They are fresh, to say the least. I don't know. I need to try and talk to some people at the back, use some of my contacts here, because I want to get my hands on that as well. But I've got to say, the day of Call of Duty action, it does not stop here with Call of Duty Next. Immediately following Next will be Code Bowl for you. Have it presented by USAA. Join top Call of Duty streamers and military esports teams as they compete for the coveted Code Bowl trophy. 100% of the net proceeds from the tournament will go towards placing more veterans into high-quality jobs.
RAF going back-to-back? I hope so, ladies and gentlemen. First, though, a quick word from our sponsors. And after that, we send it back down to the desk one more time, this time to Beef Mummy with a very special guest from the Warzone mobile team to give us an update on all things that have been going on with the Warzone mobile world, as well as a very special announcement before we get to kick off that mobile gameplay. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3. NVIDIA GeForce. Level up your Modern Warfare 3 PC experience with performance multiplying DLSS 3 and latency reducing reflex. Herman Miller Embody gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Hello, you beautiful gamers. Welcome back to Call of Duty Next. There's a lot of screaming and passion here in the studio, but let's revert back to where we actually started in the first place. 4 years ago, Call of Duty Mobile hit the scene and gave us the first taste of what the Call of Duty experience could look and feel like on a mobile device. To celebrate this anniversary, here is a look back at some highlights from the past 4 years.
looks sick.
Yo, that thing's crazy. I can't believe this skin. On a mobile game?
Man, actual goosebumps right now. But before we start, I just want to introduce the very talented people in my desk right now. We got I Hold Shift right here alongside SVP and co-studio head of mobile, Chris Plummer. Welcome, Chris. How's it going? I've been talking to you for about a year now. The game looks honestly super amazing.
You know, it's hard to believe that it's been 4 years since we launched Call of Duty Mobile. It's been an amazing journey. You know, one that attracted 650 million installs. I mean, more than that. It's actually, if you put it in perspective, it's like taking the entire population of the United States and Western Europe and combining it. It's unbelievable. And we have really our fans around the world to thank for that and for welcoming Call of Duty into their mobile lives. We really appreciate that. As we look into year 4, we're really excited about all the new content coming. We have exciting new seasons. We have all new original content. And really it's going to be exciting to see how players engage with that and we really cement Call of Duty Mobile as always being an important part of the franchise and really cementing it into the future.
And well, speaking of like time in general, right? You were talking about the future, but let's talk about the past for a tiny bit. Just about a year ago, you unveiled a new, but in many ways a really ambitious project in the form of Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Walk me in through it. What's been going on in there?
So Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, it's now in limited release in some select markets. And it's really been exciting to see our early adopters get their hands on some of the things we talked about last year, but now proving it out. We're talking about shared progression, cross-progression, shared battle pass with the console and PC titles. You can get all of that on Call of Duty Mobile now, or Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And we've been doing it now since the release of Modern Warfare 2. So it's been really exciting to see that cross-progression playing out in the wild. And we've also been watching the players jump into those 120 player matches against real human opponents. We know humans are more fun to fight against than bots, and it's really been amazing to watch that at scale. And doing it on the legendary Verdansk map. I mean, we all love that map. It's been fun to see that play out. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. We've also gotten a treasure trove of feedback. I mean, we get feedback from our community, from our team members, from influencers. It's been great to see that community feedback come through too. And, you know, we've always been committed to telling our community, you know, what's happening, giving them the latest developments. And I know it's been a while, but we had some things we wanted to say today. So we're glad to be back.
Yeah, Chris, you touch on a lot of different things, and it's always fun to hear the dev team talk specifically about we hear you, we see you, but I need to know more. We'll take a little peek behind the curtain. What are some of the big updates that we should be looking forward to?
Well, first off, the graphics are looking better than ever. Since last year, the game is now rendering at significantly higher fidelity. This is to make sure that you don't miss a single frame of the action. You know, there's more pop, there's more sizzle, there's a lot more fluidity, a lot more detail. And the team was able to pull that off on a significantly lower install footprint. It's actually saving over 6 gigabytes of data on your device, and that's thanks to Warzone Mobile's new caching system. So that's been great. The improvements don't stop there. The team's also been hard at work on a lot of polish and improvements to everything from the way the game plays and feels, the responsiveness, and even the menus so that it flows really well. A great example of that is we now have the Gear Up menu. So from one tap, you can access all of your gear, you know, all your stuff that you earn. It's now right there. You can tweak your loadouts. You can customize all of your weapons in Gunsmith. Gunsmith is also obviously super important. We didn't have that last year. We've got it now. So it really makes it a fully well-rounded experience and makes sure that everything feels just right.